the juice, go ahead and get the wines and drinks because we're gonna be here for a minute. We are gonna go through and discuss. Y'all know, y'all been here before, but to the new ones, shout out to you guys. But this is what we do. We're gonna talk about the whole episode. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna give our thoughts, our opinions on the show. Over here in the chat, if you have any thoughts, any comments, definitely put it in the chat because the chat be a whole nother world. Definitely, if you're new here, meet the chat because the chat be live, and those are my soulmates. Shout out to you guys. I see you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me for another season. I am really excited, and I think my panelists are excited too. We have a couple of new panelists that's going to be joining us this season. You know, we rotate in, rotate out. Some can make it, some cannot, but we do have some new faces that's going to be coming this season. Anyway, you guys know how I like to do it. I like to waste no time, but we are going to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves. I know we're going to wait on Jay. She's actually driving, so we gonna wait, but
I'm parked.
Are you ready, Jay?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm parked.
Oh,
So
okay,
we good.
so Jay, it's J Dub, Tyrone, and then PO. We're gonna go around, have everyone introduce themselves, where they can find you on your socials. If you're doing anything that you want to share before we get started, because this is the first one. So yeah, so let's put it out there, and then you guys, if you miss it in the beginning, you can always catch it in the end because we do the extra deduction then as well. So go ahead, Jay, kick it off.
Hey, it's your girl Jay from Another Round. Y'all can find me here on YouTube at Another Round JS and on Instagram, Another Round underscore JS. And yes, we're back. I'm back. I'm off of vacation, so I'm here. We're going to start getting these videos back out cracking. So I'm glad to be here with you guys and lady. So let's get it going.
Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one commenter on YouTube, and I'm back with Sabrina's panel. And most of y'all are familiar with me, but I want to reintroduce myself. And why I say reintroduce myself, because I noticed in the comments, because with me it's all about the comments. I really got to let y'all know who J Dub is. J Dub is very dramatic. J Dub is very passionate. J Dub is very cynical. J Dub is very tell it like it is. So, if you can rock with your boy J Dub, do so. If not, so be it. But when you see me, you're not going to get I guess the typical opinion or comments that I got. So, just be prepared and buckle up. And again, Sabrina, thank you for inviting me back, and I appreciate you. Anytime I can be here, I'm here no matter what. So check me out on my YouTube channel. It's J Dub, ITZJDUB. I do reviews on reality shows. I'm also started a new segment with like hot topics, because really right now I'm doing mostly lives, and that's why you see all the gold chains. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. It gives me the vibe. So I need that energy. So just buckle up and be prepared. Like it or love it, J Dub is back.
That's the kind of introduction. That's what I'm talking about right there. Go ahead, Tyrone.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone Wilson from Ready to Love DC. You can find me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. I started documenting my life adventures as well as doing reviews of the show. I did drop a little short one earlier today. I also focus on mental health, so I do have a mental health channel, as well as another YouTube channel on Black positivity. So keep up with me. Always a pleasure to be here with some of my favorite people. So let's get it.
You already know who it is. You know what I do. Always keep it a buck. You're never gonna hear me, deviate. Even though me and Ty, we get into and I never back down. So it's PO, 100 sightings, IG. Just watch me and watch what I do. All right, we here, new season. Happy to talk about the new endeavors and stuff that's going on in the Ready to Love world. So let's get it.
All right, guys. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would so greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the other YouTubers that's up here. Make sure you subscribe to their channel. They do reviews, other videos too. Make sure you follow them on their socials. If you have not liked this video yet, we're going to go ahead and take a moment for you guys. If you have not gotten your drinks and your popcorn, to get that. We're just going to shoot it for a second. Make sure you like the video. And yeah, and don't forget to click that notification bell. So every time, that black notification bell. So every time I go live or post a new video, you will be the very, very first person to know. And you can join us over here. So real quick, before we even get started, let me ask you guys something. I'm going to do it in a private chat. How are y'all feeling? Just real quick. Just like a 1, 2 minute, 3 minute, just real quick. How y'all feeling about Dallas?
Who's gonna go first?
First of all, I'm gonna say, welcome to the fam, castmates. It's a little dysfunctional, but make the most of it. I think it is gonna be entertaining. That's the number one word I have for it. I think it's gonna be entertaining. I think it's going to be all those things that we wanted to see. I feel like production has already made some changes that I can see from like a production video perspective. And I think they're going to give us those things that, we have been asking for all this time. But of course, the drama and all that stuff. So I'm anxious.
Nope. Production still with the same old stuff that they've been doing. I don't see nothing new, right? I can tell you right now, I can already see the character lineup, right? I see the storyline already coming. It's like I wish they give up on it. In terms of the Dallas cast, there is a lot of variables in this cast. Like it's not I don't know what a Dallas vibe is based off of the range of people, or how they're showing us, the range of these folks that are here. So I'm excited to see, what type of razor blade they slide down in towards the alcohol river.
Not the river of alcohol, Jace. But I'll just say right now, I lived in Dallas for a while, so that the personalities are definitely spot on to how the people are and the culture and everything. So I'm not shocked by it. I don't know if it's just me, but does some people just remind you of previous casts? Like I see a Ida, I see a Cornelius, I see a Dakia. I'm just like, are we purposely casting familiars or what's happening? So we'll see as the drama continues, though.
Well, like one of the old sayings that will last for a lifetime, I would say, be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. Because in these YouTube streets, I've been hearing talk about they want, I guess, regular people or, just maybe not people who look like IG models or people who are superficial. And I think they hit the nail on this one because I got a lot of regular people. But on the other hand, like Jay said, I see a lot of typecasting. I see Calfani. I see who P.O. fed his pickle to, Carmen. Yep, I seen Carmen. I even thought I saw Megan Good in there somewhere wrapped up in there. So, and not only that, because of course it's new, we still learning the names of the cast. If I felt like Aries and what was her name? What's the Janelle were like twins or something. I felt like I could get them mixed up. I couldn't even tell. Just I had to watch the outfit. But again, it's given like the same thing. Anything but ready for love, ready for drama, ready for controversy, ready for hump, ready for the dungeon, ready for the white boots, all that kind of stuff going on. It's just a lot going on that don't have nothing to do with love. And Habibi, aka Tyrone, and not Tyrone Wilson, is just a whole nother character in itself. I mean, we definitely not talking about no love. So I'm gonna let y'all have it. Baby.
Baby, I definitely knew he was in Dallas when I seen them boots.
Hold on for 1 second, y'all.
I feel like I might have to go back and watch them old Dallas cowgirl videos and see if I've come across her trying out. What was her name?
We don't know. White boots.
White boots. That's all they was calling her too.
That's Unique. That's Unique.
Unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure? I thought
No.
Unique was the
Nah,
TV
I
producer.
think her name is Lee or something.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, Lee is the workout. Lee is the one with the body.
Right. And Leanne is the one with
It's
hold on.
Carmen.
The Kia. It's the
Second
Kia.
cousin.
Oh, that's who I called the Kia because she looked like the Kia in the face.
I think that's Carmen. I see Carmen all day.
Her name's
Carmen in the body. Carmen in the body. The Kia in the face.
It's Kira. Kira.
Kira. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see if I have it.
Heck, her own cast was calling her boots.
Yeah, Kira.
Yeah. So that's Kira. All right. So
So that's White boots. Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
white boots. All right. Y'all go check out the private chat to my panelists real quick. I don't know if y'all can do that, but if you can, then yeah. All right, so we are going to, where's Stacy? Oh, there she goes. All right, so let me go ahead and get my notes. Y'all know I got my notes. All right, so season 8, episode 1. This is the season premiere. It is Bigger in Texas. That is the name of this episode. The season begins with the singles meeting up. There are 9 men. There are 9 women. Tommy enters into the scene and tells them that 2 people will be eliminated that night. In the very first scene, we have Red, Sierra, Janelle, and Chris talking, and Janelle mentions that she was adopted and she may have abandonment issues. Brandon discloses that he has 4 kids and he married his wife twice and for a total of 10 years, recently divorced for 6 months. Brandon says that if he finds the right woman, he gonna marry her too, okay? He gonna marry her too. Twice. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, Brandon. So, what are y'all's thoughts on this scene?
The first thing I thought about, and this is just me, I don't want to sound insensitive, even though I really don't care, but just the fact that Janelle said because she was adopted, she has abandonment issues. But granted, she was adopted at 6 months old. Now, I've never been adopted. But I think if you take me in at 6 months old, I would automatically think that you're my parent. I wouldn't think anything different unless you told me when I was 18. So I think she's kind of pushing that level 5 clinger envelope out the way and trying to say it's because of adoption. So that's the first thing I heard. And with what do you call it? What's my man name? I've been married twice to the same.
Brandon.
Okay, Brandon. You know, a lot of people say that he has like a lot of red flags going on. I'm in the middle of the road with him, which I could understand when he explained the situation. Whereas that I saw it I think that was Janelle who spoke on it and saying that it looks like he is committed. He wants to try. He wants to give it his all. Now, granted, especially because he got married young, that's a whole thing in itself. A lot of young marriages don't make it. And if they do, they're not that healthy. And they went their separate ways, but they have 4 children and then tried to patch things up for the family. I mean, I get it. And like how Brandon said it, so much more now he's detached. He's already, suffered the loss of a divorce, tried to piece it back together. It didn't work out. He back out in the streets. So I kind of get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same way. If I go backwards about Brandon, I was 50-50 on it again. I do feel like, he put in some work. He said 12 years total with the second one, after the first separation was 3 years. So it wasn't like, he got back into it, realized quickly that it wasn't going to work. At least he's hung in there for another 3 years, even if it mostly, I don't know. I can't speak for him. But I was 50-50 on that. I just think that I probably would have done it in a different environment, you know, when it comes to going, being back out there and dating again. Probably not this public, but kudos for him, you know, for doing that and manning up to it. About the attachment style, I think it's just an anxious attachment style that's probably attributed to, you know what, I'm gonna stop. But that's probably what it is. It's just a anxious attachment style.
Mm-hmm. You want to
So,
go, PO, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll say this. First off, the women were appalled that he was married twice. I'm thinking, you know, why is that an issue? Why is that a problem? Like, the man, you know, was with his wife and decided to circle back and fight for his family or whatever it was. Like, why does that have to be a problem for a man to realize, hey, I might have lost a good thing and then, you know, circle back and maybe it doesn't work. Maybe he realizes in that second circle, hey, I've done all I could. I exhausted everything that I could. It just didn't work. It's time to leave. That's number one. And then in terms of like the abandonment issues, J-Dub, I'm going to, you know, go against you because that's what I do. But what I'm saying is, yes, she was adopted young, but I think there's still a psychological aspect that we have to talk about, because if someone told you that your parents didn't want you, you can still internalize that when you're, you know, able to make decisions or ready to or able to interpret things and stuff like that. So it may be that mental part of dealing with feeling like, damn, my own family, my own mom or my own dad didn't want me, and she probably is carrying that load. And, you know, so you can't, I don't think that we can really broad brush that and say, you know what, you should be over it or you shouldn't feel it because you were, you know, young enough to not know about it. But there's that.
So we'll talk on that issue. Because I'm in between both of you. Because when I first heard it, I was like, well, at 6 months, you kind of shouldn't have an issue too much because somebody did take you in. However, learning that you are adopted does play into your psyche. And so I can get it. But when she doubled back and said, so when you get up and leave, and I'm like, where are you going? That's where I had a problem. I'm like, okay, you shouldn't be that strong in that stance, though. That if a person just gets up and leave and like they're going to the bathroom or something, that you have to be so panicky, like, where are you going? I got to hold on tight. So that means that you actually do have a clingy issue. And that might be a problem later on. And so we have to figure out why you do have this issue like this, because it suggests to me that not only did your biological parents abandon you, but somebody that was raising you let you down somewhere too. So you might want to address some of those issues right there and work on it. It's not totally a bad thing, but it could potentially make you lose some good options that are just not used to those type of people. Back to Brandon. His only red flag for me is that he has a lack of dating experience. I don't have a problem with you marrying and then remarrying your wife to try to make sure that it's working. You guys have kids together and this is the only woman you've been with. But having the lack of experience because you dated this person young, married them young, and now you're jumping into a speed dating situation on steroids in front of people, that's a bit much. It's a bit extreme. So I'm just like, I don't know if you have enough time for this whole situation, because you literally have to date multiple people and you're already just used to being with one. And I would have more questions to how y'all even got to the point of breaking up in a marriage and getting back together and then breaking up again. I want more. So I'm curious to why the ladies were kept saying he's a red flag, because I wonder if he addressed more and they didn't air it, or they're just going off the fact that he was married to his wife twice. I don't get that part.
So I want to give a huge shout out to Aries WW. She's actually on the screen. She's in the chat. She is actually on this season of Ready to Love. Hey, boo.
That's what's I've been seeing her name everywhere.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know if Stacy is with us yet. She's probably not with us. Did you go, Pio? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was working and doing some stuff. Okay. All right. So my thoughts on it is, Stacey, you ready? Okay. Okay. So my thoughts on it, Stacey's going to be with us in a second. And just to let you guys know, if you stick around a little bit longer, Kojo is actually going to be joining us for a little while too. So my thoughts on it is oh God, I have a lot to say about it. So with Brandon, I commend him for trying to make it work. He's like, I have kids, etc. So my thoughts is, for him being on the show, the women are going to look at him like red flag, pink flag, yellow flag, green flag, not so green, but it's just a flag for Brandon. And that's just how I feel about it. Like, they're going to view him like, yeah, I don't think he's ready to love, considering the fact, because he just got a divorce 6 months ago. But I was on another panel. I was on Kojo's panel, actually. And I mentioned that we don't know how long he's been separated. We don't know. I mean, because I think in the state of Texas, from what I heard, someone commented and said that you have to be divorced. I mean, you have to be separated for like a year or something like that, or it takes a year to be divorced. So they were already kind of separated for a year, even though the divorce happened and it's only been 6 months, which means that that's almost a year and a half that he's been separated for his wife. But to hear 6 months, it's kind of like, what? You just got divorced 6 months, but what if he had been separated for 3 years? You know what I'm saying? And then they just got divorced. The fact that, I'm going to give him kudos, the fact that he did go back into the marriage and try again for his family, I commend him. Because it's a lot of brothers out here that ain't got kids and here, there, and they ain't never been around. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like red flag. But then it's like, it's some of us out here dating a bunch of men with a bunch of kids that don't even really see their kids. So it's kind of like, come on now, sis. Like, stop, calling the kettle black. I'm not saying y'all per se. I'm just saying there are some women out here, and it's just an unfortunate situation because now he has put himself on Front Street to be kind of criticized about it. And when he was standing there, and we're going to get into it, but he was standing there, and he was about to get eliminated. We're going to get there. But, like, he shed a tear. And you could kind of see when they were up for elimination, if y'all caught it, like, it was a scene where it kind of panned through like the castmates, and he looked like he was about to cry when he was standing in the back with everybody else. It was like he knew. You know what I'm saying? At that very moment, it made me feel like, I think he thought to himself, I should have never said anything. Like, it was too soon, which it probably was too soon. But my thing, I would want you to tell me, put it all out there. Like, if you serious about making a connection, if you serious about dating me, if you give me the good, the bad, the ugly, and let me decide and choose if I want to move forward with you. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. So I do commend Brandon. Do I feel like he should have been on national TV looking for love at this time in his life? Absolutely not. But it's somebody for everybody out there. And I really hope that he finds his next wife or next ex-wife or next soulmate or twin flame or whatever he, needs to find. I hope he does find it. But me personally, I don't think he's going to find it on this show. It's 7-8 billion people in the world, and you got 9 to pick from. Yeah, it's somebody out there for you, Brandon. As for, actually, I don't even want to really get into the adopting thing. I enter for me with Valencia. Is that her name? But Benicia. Gosh, she reminds me of Vernisha so much. I'd be wanting to call her Vernisha. But what is it, Ty?
Janelle.
Oh, Janelle. I be wanting to call her Venetia because she reminds me of Vernisha, like P.O. said. It's all of them kind of remind you of it. And it's J-Dub. But Janelle, I'm really interested in seeing her journey. That's all I have to say about that. Because I feel like she, like in the first episode, she kind of like threw us clues. And it's like, who is she gonna be? You know what I mean? So we'll definitely see. I do know in the scenes that we saw towards the end where Tranquilla was kind of arguing with Janelle, and she was like, you can get it, like you can get it or whatever, and they was going back and forth, and she had made a snide remark on this episode, you know, to Janelle. And then when they were talking in the ladies lounge, and the first thing I thought to myself, people were like, dang, she was rude, she got smart, she did this. And I'm thinking to myself, but y'all don't know what happened behind the scenes. Like, what if she was being bullied? What if this? What if they was like attacking her the whole time? And on that very scene, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know y'all not gonna do that. Y'all not gonna come for me. You come for me. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go. So all we saw was her getting kind of upset by it, but I'm thinking it was more to it. And I want to say, and I don't want to say it, but I want to say that I think Janelle had a lot to do with it. But like I said, I'm interested in seeing Janelle's journey. That's my spill on it. Anybody got anything before we move on?
I got some. I think you made some excellent points, Sabrina. Because some people don't realize when they hear that number of like 6 months, that it was like from 6 months to that day they were happy in matrimony and love. Like, it's a process, especially depending on divorce, and especially when it involves children. So yes, it could be 6 months to 3 years. It's a real thing. So I mean, I really got that. And you know, it's a really negative stigma with divorce, in which I really don't get people seeing it as like a failure. Me, I prefer a divorced person. I believe they come with a certain experience. Those who've learned from it and gained something from it. Divorced people are like on a different level. So I just wanted to add that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You ready, Stacey, or not yet? You need a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm trying to get this dinner together.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I appreciate you being here and taking the time out to be here. So no, I appreciate you. Thank you. Do you know what we're talking about?
Yes, I had you on in the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, so my first thought was, in Texas, I want to say, if we don't have to wait a year, I want to say it might be, when you can get in the courts, it might be a 30-day period of processing, maybe 60, but I definitely know by 6 months, because it did not take me a year to get divorced at all. Now we just coming off COVID, so I'm sure there's backlogs and whatnot. But yeah, so no telling. I feel like he got a bad end of the stick. I think the way he sold himself probably undercut his journey. And I think that he should have led with qualities instead of situations, because, you know, the majority of the women talking about red flag are the walking damn red flags. I'm just going to say it. I think it's a beautiful cast. I think this is like one of the more attractive casts I've seen. I think everyone looks great. And now when I was listening to y'all about the boots, I just put 2 and 2 together. She wears the boots from the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, why do I don't have boots this time of this season?
Dedicated Texan.
No, because don't nobody like no Cowboys. Bye.
You know.
She a cowgirl though.
Well, giddy up.
You know, now you know, Stacey, they do love they cowgirls though. They do love they dance troops.
I was just hoping, I was just like, sis, we ain't gonna wear them boots the whole season, huh?
We'll find out.
Everybody looks good, but it was just a matter of me putting 2 and 2 together, like, oh, that's why, because she's the cheerleader. I was being slow. Did anybody stand out to me? I don't know. What do y'all think? Who stood out to y'all?
Well, you're the only one who thinks everybody's attractive. Nobody said that yet. Nobody said that.
I think everybody's good looking, put together well.
Who stood out for me would be Janelle, especially because of her personality. I enjoy her personality, actually. Like, in the first impression personality realm, I enjoy it. So
Yeah, I'll go with that too. Like she had a very bright, bubbly personality. Somebody on mute.
Me. Yeah, she was definitely bubbly.
I need to go on mute. Hold on.
Okay, guys. Where were we? What was I about to say? Okay. Does anybody have anything else left to say about this scene? All right, moving forward. And I am so sorry because I know the cast are probably going to watch this back. I want to say if I mess your name up, it is not intentional. I apologize. My fault. As the season goes on, I'm going to be like, it's going to flow. But in the beginning, I do screw up a little bit. So my apologies to you. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. All right. So Tyrone, stop laughing at me.
Nah, I'm just getting text messages off in the back channels from the fellas. Like, you want to answer.
Okay. I want to be in that group chat.
Well, since we're here, Ty, what's your answer?
Yep.
I honestly didn't think about it, really. But I liked Aries' smile. I think that was one of the things that, was highly noticeable when we first saw her.
Who else stood out to me is Lee, because I was like, I need to work out. She's making me feel shamed.
Yes.
Well, that's what she do. She's a professional. You can't even compare.
I know.
And I don't
I need to join a class.
Anybody. Yeah, that's what she does for her life.
I get it, and I'm just saying I need to join her class, like, because I need my life body to look like her life body.
That part, her body was off the chain, man. Even when she was looking sad, she was looking dope. I was like, let me get back in the gym.
And I wasn't the only one. I seen it in the comments that mentioned that, I forgot who said it, but how Janelle and Aries, they look very similar. Like I said, they could be twins if you ask me. And I got them mixed up. I don't know because it's a new cast, but they really favor big time.
Aries, but she had the braids on the show.
She did.
She had that black dress, and then Janelle had the blue dress, and her hair was like this.
Yeah.
Can we get
unique with somebody?
Maybe it's what's the one who almost got voted off? Not Leanna, but
can we just get a
Tequila?
Can we get
Tequila? Yeah, Tequila and Janelle.
Kira, maybe. Tequila and Kira, maybe.
Can we get a quick glance of what these folks, what the new cast look like?
Yeah.
One time.
Give me 1 second. I will. President share screen because I got the pictures.
Tie slides.
All right, so we got Jessica.
She was beautiful too.
See, that's Aries. She had the braids. This is Tequila.
Yeah, I was talking to her, or not talking to her.
Then Sierra, Leanne.
Carmen.
Okay, I can see why y'all say Carmen. She was giving me on the episode. She was giving me Takia in the face, but I see Carmen now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see Carmen now.
Unique. Janelle. See, so y'all said Janelle, and this is Aries. That's why I was like, I don't know.
No,
it's not that picture. I'm one the only one who saw it. I know some people said, they saw it, but yeah, I forgot who said it that fast. My mind left me. Tyrone, aka Habibi.
You mean like Evan call Tyrone?
Just somebody from around the way. Ty from around the way. Tell me his name is Habibi.
Habibi's real name is Travis.
But yeah, I call him Tyrone.
Oh. Okay. Here we go. Okay. All right. So the next scene, are y'all ready?
We ready?
Okay. All right, guys. So the next scene we have Kiba and Habibi. They are having a conversation. He talks about his time in Dubai. He talks about his culture. He says that his son was born pretty much by the mother after 11 days of dating her. And he just goes on and on about himself. And Kira says, well, since you didn't ask about me, this is what I do. I'm a cheerleader, et cetera, et cetera. And pretty much she says towards the end that, yeah, he's a lot and he's pretty much on the chopping block. How did you guys feel about their interaction with each other and about Habibi and him telling the story and the fact that he didn't even inquire about Kira?
Well, nobody said nothing. I'm gonna jump in there. So I thought without the the shake headdress or whatever Habibi got going on, I thought he would have all the women lined up, but we see his true flaws is when he speak. Every scene that he's verbal, it gets worse and worse and worse. You know, he'll get into just like as he showed. I forgot her. You said Jessica or something. I don't know her name. I don't know her name. I thought her name was. I don't know her name. Is that White Boots? That's White Boots. So he was just telling her like he had a fling and he only knew the mother of his son who was 7 for 11 days, and he went into the situation where he thought he was eating a piece of fruit, but it was a piece of cheese, or it was one or the other, vice versa, and like this guy's supposed to be well cultured, and he's sitting on a dating show telling women that he's pretty much married to a saxophone and he's not willing to change. He needs the woman to understand the saxophone is coming first in his life. And I'm like, where did they get this guy from? But they wanted this to happen. They wanted the drama. They wanted to, I guess, ruffle some feathers. So it's a joke. I can't even get upset about it or have some feelings. They playing in our faces. So I'm gonna let somebody else take it up.
Okay, so let me jump in there right quick. I have to do this after J-Dub. And I said to myself, I'm not gonna do this anymore, but I'm gonna do it just this once. First off, J-Dub, those same sentiments that you just spoke of, you said the exact same thing about me, right?
Dang.
Right. And so and it's all good. You know how we do.
Right.
It's all good. So once again, they have identified this, this one object that they want to keep the show going on. That's how we know he's not going home next week. Let's just clear that out. And this is the Will Packer way or the lighthearted way or whatever way you want to call it of introducing long, engaging drama only to switch it up to show something else. I mean, it's just, that's what I said. The storyline is no different. This is Blake. This is P.O. This is Corey. Well, not Corey, but, somebody else. This is all of us right here. Somebody has to do this character every year. Unfortunately, Habibi is it.
I gotta jump in, man.
I gotta jump in after you. Go ahead.
I think it's totally different, man. Every time I see a scene of his, like it kind of gets worse, man. Like, is this true? Like, is this for real? I think he's totally different from you, Corey, and Blake. Like, you could see that for y'all, they was probably trying to build a character, but I feel like early on you could see that y'all may have been a little bit misunderstood, right? Because y'all wasn't saying outlandish, egregious stuff. You wasn't asking multiple women on day one, would they cheat? You were just being a little different with your delivery. See that little pun? See how I did that for you, Paul? I honestly do not think it ends well for him. I think he gets this is my opinion. I think he gets eliminated ASAP. I honestly don't know if that works. Clearly, you can see the women, they get their discernment about him right away. I think that's very, very telling that they either all in or they're not, and 90% of them weren't. So, you know, it's just what it is. It is what it is. I don't know if that would work, if his style would work in DC or where I'm from. And I'm actually wondering, you know, how successful he is in Dallas. And I mean that in a really good way.
So since PO addressed me, I gotta do a rebuttal. So PO, when I spoke on you, I never said that you were a fake guy. Now, granted, you you may do some one-liners just like Habibi did or whatever, but as far as Habibi is like a total character, you were you, and you know, a self-proclaiming juggernaut. You know, it's okay to feel that way and know that about yourself. Habibi is just like, I don't even have the word. Like Ty said, like we both said, it just got worse. Every scene, it escalated to something worse. Like, wait a minute, is this a stage play that we looking at, or this can't be real? Like, so P.O., I never put it out there like that with you. Now, I was definitely tough on you. And you redeemed yourself. But I never saw you as a character. I saw you as I said, P.O. is so corny, you know, talking about he deliver and, you know, all this stuff. He want to thug the kid out after 9:30 and all that. Like, you know, with the one-liners and all that. But no, I never said P.O. was so fake. No, P.O. was P.O. and that's what it was. So I just wanted to kind of separate that. So
Right, I got you.
yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, real quick, Tyrone, your drink of choice. What is your drink of choice?
I normally stop with like a whiskey, something, Woodford or.
Okay, so Woodford. So if Habibi gets kicked off this episode, I will send you Woodford, but I promise you he's not going to.
Okay.
Right. Agreed.
You clearly have not watched my preview.
So shout out to Really B. Thank you so much for joining. I didn't think you was gonna be able to make it. Thank you so much for being here.
Sorry, I'm late.
No
Sorry.
worries. No worries. I appreciate you even showing up for us. I appreciate you.
No
Shout out to you. Thank you. Yes. It is 100. Say it again.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, can I jump in on this Habibi
Absolutely.
thing?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Paul, I agree with what J Dub just said. Y'all know that's probably not gonna happen a lot this season, but I agree with what J Dub just said. Paul, I never felt like you were that. Habibi's a clown. You know what I'm saying? You, in my opinion, and I don't know him personally, I'm talking about what I see on screen. I never felt like you were a clown. You know what I'm saying? I never felt like you were playing a character. I just felt like your thought process might have been different, and maybe it was edited that way, and I can respect that. But I never felt like you were a clown. For Habibi to be sitting there eating a piece of cheese, talking about his fruit, like, come on, like, you're a clown. For you to be sitting there with traditional garb on from Dubai, you know, I ain't gonna go down that road, you know, but for you to be sitting there and then like Tyrone said, you're literally walking around asking these women, would you cheat on your man for me? Like, first of all, why would you even want a woman that says yes to that? Like, that's what you're looking for in a woman that's telling you she gonna cheat? Those are the qualities you're looking for in a woman.
But one of the questions he asked, which one of these men would you cheat on me with? Who would be the man that you would cheat on with? And the answer would be you. If she answered the question, it would be you. You would be the one she would cheat on. I couldn't even believe the question. I rewinded 3 times because I couldn't believe the question.
He asked Kira that.
But I do agree. He's going to stay around. I think he's going to stay around for a couple of weeks, but he's not going to stay around long.
Dang, I can't remember.
Wait, not somebody getting on good brother Tyrone nerves.
I'm good.
He
I'm
said,
good.
Who would it be? You. Y'all need to leave Habibi alone because there's always somebody who likes that fun personality, and by all means, he does at least seem like a gentleman.
A gentleman.
Baby, you don't
Right.
even believe your own smile.
You talking about PO?
Right. You talking about P.O. being a gentleman? I agree. P.O. is a gentleman. Yes.
He is.
Hold on, let me finish eating this sushi wrap. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Because Habibi ain't nothing but Mr. Waste Your Time. That is all he is doing up here is wasting the people's time. He is not serious. I don't care if you want to be bi-coastal or not, do that. But how you're carrying on is not how you as women is going to attract, except for that one that you have found to say that she would cheat on her man, her ex-man with him. But I was like, that was the weirdest thing. That was
So
weird.
for me, you know how some people, they get nervous and they just constantly put their foot in their mouth? I was just kind of hoping this was just a case of the butterflies. So I don't think he's eliminated, but I'm hoping that he doesn't get eliminated because I want to see him. I want to see what he got next week.
Well, I mean, Stacey B has proven that there's everybody for somebody. Somebody's always out there that's going to like your style, no matter what. And what Stacey B just said, it almost sounds believable. You know, like, wow, that really makes sense, Stacey B. I mean,
you know I'm in sales, right?
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that kind of makes sense.
So, Stacey, since you brought up next week, there was a clip about next week where one of the ladies complained about one of the guys talking about breasts and all that stuff. If you had to guess any guy, huh?
Good observation, Tyrone.
Yeah, if you had to guess any guy who would actually let that come out of his mouth like that, who do you think it would be?
Him, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and that's what I was going to say, because he is drama. He would be the only reason that why he would stay over Brandon, because Brandon's actually a serious candidate. Like,
I thought it'd be Marvin.
Hey Mo. I thought it would be. What's the man name?
Marvin.
Nah, he seemed mature enough to.
Yeah, exactly. Like he might think it, he not gonna say it out loud.
Yeah.
He want to do it. He don't want to say it.
I think he'll say it if you ask him. If you ask him,
I think he's easing them all into it. He's gonna warm them up, and he's gonna get real dominating. That's what
like behind closed doors, maybe, but not like on the show.
I think he put it out there. Somebody gonna react, and it's just what it is.
Yeah, I think Habibi would be the one that said that. Yeah,
I think it's a continuation of old Fabrizio.
Yeah,
it was on to something. It was probably polling up those weeks. You know what I mean? So I don't know, because like, remember how when he started, we were like, what? Like a lot of people's criticisms was like, our critiques was like, why is he so sexually forward? And then boom, in our laps, a whip, a chain, and one of the little things with an apple and a tie around it to go in your mouth. They brought it all this season. And y'all know, and I don't have none of them because I clutch my pearls.
You see
how she goes off camera.
Right, and then she leaves. Exit station.
Listen, I mean, if you look at this though, you got to think about it. They're showing us right now who they want us to focus our negative energy in on, right? They're doing that with purpose. They don't do that, like they don't make somebody come off in such an appalling way, because they're going to want you to come back and see this guy next week and the week after and see what else bridge he burns down. Now, Ty, you probably did some analysis. I get it, but they might be wrong, right? So I feel like, he's going to be around for a while. And to be honest, I think that he has something there, right? This is me doing what I do. I think that he has something there, some substance that will ultimately come out later. I just don't think that we're seeing that now. I think there's some isolation. There had to have been some good moments for him on the show. I think that, you know, I don't think that he would have gotten this far into even getting into the process, talking, you know, reckless, if that was his true stance on it.
I mean, I don't think he's a bad looking guy. I think he could have got past, you know, the initial, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you made it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Facts.
And I made it to the end.
I'm joking, Paul. I'm joking.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm joking, man. But I think this is totally different, man. I think it's totally different. You definitely got to let it go, Paul. You got to let it go.
No, listen. No, I'm not on that. I'm just saying. I'm calling it how I see it. I think that, you know, if it's kind of like reading a story, right? If I told you what the beginning of the story was and then told you what the end was of the story, you wouldn't want to read the book, because you would know what happened, and you would say, okay, I'm going to make my decision on that. That stuff in the middle of the book that you read, the details and stuff like that, I think that's what they're trying to isolate in the beginning, and they're going to show that later on down the line. I think they're going to start to show that.
You're making me want to spill it, Paul. You're making me want to spill it.
Don't spill it.
Spill it, Tyrone.
He not in the room. Habibi, Noah Brandon is in the room in the Next Fellas Lounge.
Well, maybe they don't show that particular part for a reason.
And there's a new guy in the lounge. So
well, yeah,
one of them is definitely gone.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a curveball, because obviously there's only 18 people that came in. So they're gonna bring in 2 extra people. Yep. But I think that they learned their lessons in terms of editing and showing us what was down the pike from, you know, previous seasons. Because
that's
they're
what
like,
I was gonna say. Yeah, I think they just did a better job with the editing, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think they might have isolated those 2 in particular just for this sake. You know what I mean? Because we're on that cliffhanger. So I do feel like he's going to go far. I think the other gentleman, what's his name? Whatever.
Brandon. Little handsome Brandon. Handsome Paul.
Yeah,
handsome. Got a
Stacey, you like projects.
I think.
Well, no. I was just saying superficial things. I'm trying to compliment here. I'm trying to change my life.
Leave Stacey and her Brady Bunch future alone, okay?
Right.
All right, guys. So are y'all ready to move forward to the next scene? All right, guys. It's 217 watching. If you have not hit that thumbs up, if you are enjoying the panel, what you really be? How do you say it? We're gonna go ahead and leave it up to you. How do you say it?
Listen, go ahead and hit that like button. It's free 99. Free 99.
Free 99.
All right, guys. All right, next scene we have. I can't. Tequila, no, not tequila. Tequila.
It's stressing you out already?
Tequila
and Herbert talk. And oh shoot. Hold on. I got the. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to go over. All right, so we have Tequila and Herbert.
Tequila.
Y'all, it's not tequila. I told y'all I'm gonna mess it up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it right though.
No, that's easy to mess.
It's called a tea. Let's call it tea.
So T and Herbert, they sit and they talking, you know what I'm saying? She asked him a lot of questions, you know. She like, what's your favorite place to do it? What was the craziest place you do it? Do you like to do it? Are you a sexual creature? You did it on the car? Have you done it behind the scenes? Like, where have you done it? I need to know all of this. So he actually begins to tell her, well, I've done this and I've done that, and I really enjoy doing that, you know. And that's where I'm at with it. And she like, ew. So she pretty much seems like she gets offended by his answers. So that's where we are with it. Quentin discloses that, oh no, not Quentin. Herbert says pretty much that she is too reserved for him. And yeah, he pretty much good with her. And that's pretty much the end of their connection. So how y'all feel about how you feel about T and the interaction that she had with Herbert, with her actually asking him all these questions and then getting turned off by his answers and kind of like being slightly judgmental about it?
Well, wait, I thought Herbert
It was the other
was the
one.
one that had common sense. In my brain, I remember watching, I said, oh, Herbert got some common sense. So I think it's another guy's name who she had this date with. This little
No, I'm about to.
Is it Herbert with the Lux?
Is it? Did I say the wrong name?
I
I
thought
think it's
I
Herbert.
think it's a different guy.
It's
I think it was
Chocolate
Herbert.
Thunder. And no,
no, that's not Herbert. Herbert has a lot.
Hold on.
we talking about Chocolate Thunder. That ain't Herbert.
No.
Herbert had to.
That's not Herbert.
Okay, guys, I
Wait,
told
who
you.
is he?
That,
Maurier or
Who
something.
that man?
that's not more. Oh, Maurier is
not-
the one that talked about
The
his
one be
father.
crying all
Mark-
the time.
Okay.
That's all. That's Philip.
Maurier.
That's Philip.
This is Philip.
That's Philip.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, someone said Marvin in the chat.
No.
Wait,
think-
so Philip is the one, but wait,
It's
I'm
right
still getting
there.
the whole conversation confused.
Listen, y'all
'Cause I
just
thought-
tried to.
That's Philip.
I thought that's the dominatrix man.
Marvin.
No,
Marvin is the
That's the one he
domination.
bald.
You
Marvin
can't have
is
a name like Marvin and be pulling out the whips and chains.
he probably got another name when they get in the
That's
dungeon.
probably not his name in the bedroom.
I'm sure.
What's your
Master.
dungeon name?
Oh my
Hey,
His
God.
name
God.
is Master.
J-Dub. What's
Master.
your dungeon name?
You said, "What's my
What's
dungeon
your
name?"
dungeon name?
I can't tell you until you get in the dungeon. I can't put that out there.
Please let me know. I just need to know.
Wow.
Please don't get J-Dub in trouble.
Shots fired.
No, Jay.
Don't make me
J-Dub
go
is
get some
fine.
chili moves on that ass.
Wow. This conversation has
But I
Ooh.
thought there was the opposite situation. I thought that she initiated the asking him questions about sex. He answered, and then she
Yes.
was offended.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
Oh,
what
my
I said.
bad. I misunderstood. Okay, my bad. I misunderstood. Yeah, I think that's. I'm just not clear on that. Why would you initiate a conversation? And I understand editing. Please don't nobody say it was edited. I don't care. She still asked the question. He still answered the question. And she still got offended. In her
Yep.
green screen, she was responding to his answer about the craziest place he ever had sex, and she was offended that he said a parking garage. And I'm not understanding. He didn't say on the floor of the parking garage. He just said in a parking garage. It might have been in the back
Hell,
seat
he
of his
didn't say
drop
the
top
church.
Bentley. She don't
She
know.
She said they got rodents.
He
Yeah,
didn't
it could have
say
been in the back seat of his
the
drop
church.
top Bentley. She don't know.
As long as he didn't say the back of the church, we all good, honey.
And she knows she done been there. Let me not say that. I ain't gonna say that. But I'm just saying, like, I was like, why would you? Because he started off talking about her faith, and she started talking about sex, and then got mad with his response.
Right.
No way.
She was like
Wait,
Christian.
Wait. He said, right, we religious and spiritual. And
She's
she
like, so
said,
would you like to have sex?
Right.
no.
Yeah, I just the way I think about it, Sabrina, I think he overshared or took the bait. Like, instead of just having an interview, you got to have a conversation. You know, not just me spilling all my beans. Let me talk about. So, you know, throw it back, throw the question. So, where was the freakiest place you was at, or something? You know, get something back. He just went all the way in. And
Well, that's
made
true.
a
He did
mistake.
say he's been to sex clubs and swingers clubs, but again, you
Yeah.
asked him.
She
He didn't
initiated.
volunteer.
She
Yeah, but I'm
initiated.
just saying now he was just there to be straight judged. After he opened up a little bit too much to her, she judged him, closed off, and he felt that energy shut down, and I was done. So again, just have the conversation. Look, well, if you're talking to somebody, you know, still even to ask you a question, show some interest in what they think or their experience as well. That's how you go, and you can make a further a longer conversation.
Child, don't ask me no questions you don't want to know the answers to. That's
Yeah,
all I'm gonna
well,
say.
I agree. I
Ask
agree.
me
But I mean,
about my sexual
people play
history
mental
if you
games.
don't want to know the answer about my sexual history. And
Yeah,
if
they
my
play-
sexual history made a left at the strip club and a right at the sex club, then oh well, you asked.
I agree. I do agree. But I'm just saying, people play games. They into mental games.
I agree, but you know, she said that with an attitude. I was like, what?
Right.
But then you wasn't offended that Habibi asked you, would you cheat on your man for him? Like you wasn't offended by that.
Oh, she was loving it.
But
I
that
am.
lets you know when you're attracted to somebody, what you'll tolerate. That's what that was.
Exactly. You know what, Jay? You better say it when you're right.
Because that's the only thing I thought about in that moment when she did that. I said, you don't like this man in the first place. So you was looking for any answer for to be wrong. And he gave you the first one was in the parking lot. And then when he carried on, he was like, okay, well, great. I really know why I don't want you.
Same concept with Red and Unique when she was like, I know you from somewhere, talking about he got a thought job, but she's interested in Marvin. She's like, oh, he got a sex dungeon. I'm like, I'm so confused right now. But we can get into that. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, do y'all have anything to say? Because I know all y'all didn't comment on the having sex at the club, and she was a Christian. I mean, I don't know. Are y'all good with it?
I'm just happy they got it over with. You know, instead of finding out 2 weeks from now that they're incompatible. You know what I mean? If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and you need to decide how you want to handle the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what it is, especially if you initiate it, you get the conversation started, and we go in there, then I'm gonna answer all the questions you ask me truthfully. It's just what it is. So
yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm with you and really be Tyrone. Be truthful about it. And
dungeon shame.
If it don't work with you, yeah. Whatever. I just feel like where J Dub is saying playing games, this is her playing the games. Why would you ask the question just to say, just be like, I'm not interested in you. Okay, I had enough conversation with you and move on.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is where you cue Tyrone. I mean, not Tyrone, P.O. Cue P.O. and ask P.O. why he think that question came up. Bet you $5. Say it.
What? You're gonna say, well.
Just say it. Say it, P.O. Say it.
I'm gonna say it for him. She like to get thugged out after 9:30.
There it is.
P.O. You know what you normally say. You ain't. There's not a group of people that you gonna blame for that conversation.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to say production, but what I will tell you is that there was probably some isolation of context to that, and it could have been. I would be real interested to hear how that whole thing, that the whole context of the conversation went down. You know what I mean? Because the editors know how to really tweak it up real good.
Wait for it.
Yeah. I mean, we know what it is. I say editors, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot of money every year to make us do what we're doing. Think left when they went right.
I feel you. It did feel like a follow-up question. It didn't feel like that was her first question.
At all.
It felt like a follow-up question.
Right.
Something else. What about threesomes? Been in a threesome?
And he went there. He went all the way. He pulled out his sex membership club and his frequent flyer card and all that.
But I thought he said he
didn't have a threesome yet.
He never had a threesome though. He said.
Well, didn't he mention about something about sex club? Like he was into it. Like
he said he'd been to one.
Well, he been in a threesome, a foursome, five.
No, that just means you're a voyeur. You like watching people.
I was gonna say,
that's what that means.
To a sex club don't mean you.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
So you go to the club and watch?
Not that I know or anything like
Watch.
That's like me going to a cigar bar, but I don't have a cigar.
Yeah, there are all kinds of kinks there are all kinds of kinks and things at sex clubs. There are people that like to watch. There are people who want to script. There are people who want to just dress up and role play with their
Husbands
significant
and
other.
wives go to.
You don't have to actually have sex at the sex club.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just-
okay.
That's
okay.
what I heard.
Yeah, I ain't been to the club, so I don't know. So that's
Just because you take me to the water don't mean I got to drink it.
Exactly.
Just sniff the aroma.
Sniff and smell. I mean,
Sniff the ambiance.
scratch and sniff. I can't. This too much.
Where my pearls at? I need to go get my holy water and my pearls. I'm about to wash all y'all's mouths out.
For your prayer cloth.
Right.
Oh my God! Did I say scratch and sniff? Okay. Lord,
I done
have mercy.
sprinkled all y'all.
Stacey, go get your 9 pearls, and then
Yes. See, Janera Rose. Shout out to Janera. She is a faithful over here. Shout out to you. She says, I secretly want to go to one to watch. Life is for living. Absolutely. Like it doesn't matter. Exactly.
Yeah, isn't that what they
I
do?
would go to one. I would definitely go to one. I would probably, observe it at once in my life. Because you might see some that you can take home and put in
I've seen this in real life, and I wasn't even in a club. I wasn't even expecting to see it. I was in Jamaica at a resort, and it was a bunch of people having fun on the pool table.
You
And I
at
was like,
hedonism?
yes, hedonism.
You at
Yeah,
hedonism?
I can give you
Yeah,
a
that's
few.
what
That's what they
hedonism
do.
is.
That's what they do.
So I was
It
just
is
I
like
wasn't
you win.
expecting on the pool table, and I was going to play pool. I'll never play pool on that table again. But the fact is that it was happening.
Yeah,
Like, I wasn't
hedonism, baby, it goes down.
Yes, hedonism is.
Well,
awesome.
I just want to go and be a fly on the wall and see if I can take some notes. I'll quietly take my notes as a fly on the wall, honey.
Listen,
Sabrina, we got a question in the chat.
I knew J Dub was gonna find that one.
Right.
I'm not even looking at the chat. What is it?
SJ got a question. That
Who on the panel
inquiring minds
has
want
been
to
what,
know.
the hedonism or to a sex club?
Right. I've been to hedonism, but I've never been to a sex club before.
Never been to
well,
a
they
sex
have
club.
they
I've
have
been to
a
some things.
they have one in LA. It's
P.O.,
called it's called the VIP. Not that I've ever been there.
They
but
got one. Paul, they got one right here.
yeah, but that one is not the same as the LA one because you got celebs in there. That's doing their thing.
Hold on.
It's like live fans only. Or only fans or whatever.
You said you've been where quite a few times.
Quite a few times. He got the membership. He a VIP. Y'all
Mhm.
see over here. But Ty said he been quite a few times. We
You need
sleeping
a
on
woman.
the
You
captain.
need a woman to have a membership. They won't. Take
Yeah,
single guys.
usually you need a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all,
No. You don't
They
need the
want
woman.
to
You
keep
get
the
the
ratio.
discount with the woman. It's what it
Yeah.
is.
You bring
Don't
your
go
whistle
on Fridays because Fridays
It's
is
usually
single
more
guy night.
expensive if you're a single male.
know your
it's
nights.
usually
Know
more
your
expensive.
nights.
You can't get in,
know your nights.
or it's very expensive.
It's
Because
BYOB.
they want to keep the ratio.
It's BYOB.
Hey,
Really,
Auntie.
you just sign up.
Hey,
for the
Auntie.
room.
So
Right.
I'll put it
Yeah.
like
Really not
What is it
expensive
called
at all.
again? What is it called? So I can Google it.
The
Well,
VIP.
in our area, it's called Taboo. It's up near Towson. But
I wonder what taboo out here is
You
that.
got Ariel
Yeah.
in Florida or DC?
I don't know anything about Florida, but for Florida, you can go on quite a few different websites.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure you can find
meet up with
Just-
folks that got boats.
Just
and
go to
all that stuff.
Florida. That's all you got to do.
Kojo came in at the right time.
What you got in the UK, Kojo?
What's
Y'all got
going on?
hedonism in the UK? Oh wait, first of all, the way Kojo be making his chest pop, we know he got some. We know he got a back room over there.
I'm on my best behavior now, guys. I'm on my best behavior now.
You
guys.
came in at the wrong time then.
Nah,
I'm hearing
I thought
hedonism.
it
I
was
heard.
controlling.
I'm hearing some wild things out here. What's going on? What did I
Teams.
miss?
I don't
Kojo,
even know
you
how
know
we
I'm a
got
good
even
guy, right?
started on this.
Ty,
Vegas has a
get
nice
out
one
of here.
too.
I need Ty to stop that nonsense that he's doing over there. He's saying about he's a good guy. He's the worst. Ty is the worst. He's as bad as I am.
So
Good to
we
see
were
everybody.
talking. Hey, Auntie's advice. Shout out to Auntie's advice in the chat. So we were talking about the Tequila and Philip's conversation about how she brought up, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he was like, so, like, are you Christian? She was like, yeah, I'm Christian, but have you ever had sex on the top of the car? Have you ever been to the sex club? Have you?
Oh, I
So
thought you
we
was
were
asking me.
talking about that scene. So we pretty much, yeah, and then we kind of migrated to what we're talking about now. But do you have any thoughts on that scene, Kojo?
I mean, I think you guys probably said it, but I just felt like what was the point of bringing up the conversation if you're not going to be able to be comfortable on that plane of conversation? Just don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to talk about sex, be ready to talk about sex. Otherwise, don't bring it up. It's just frustrating. You know what I mean? You got me all hot and bothered and get me ready to discuss this, freaky deaky, and then when I bring the freaky deaky to you, you're now getting scared. Now, sis, you can't do that. Okay? No, you can't do that. So for me, that was the only problem I had with Tequila, for that. You know what I mean? Shout out P.O. We saying P.O. You good.
Right off.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, does
Stacey.
anybody have anything else to say about that scene? Because we can move on, child. And again, sorry if I messed the names up. Jesus Lord. Next thing, we got Lee and Quentin. They sit and they talk about their professions. They discuss how both of their parents have been together for 39 and 44 years. Quentin discloses that he has a tattoo of his girlfriend, or a matching tattoo with his girlfriend on his finger, and it is a heart. He says that relationship went wrong because he put himself on the back burner, but they really did seem like they had a great connection. Thoughts on their scene?
And scene. Nobody ever jump out there. Let me jump on in there. It was a too long of a pause. I really like the fitness couple. I didn't see the spark, like the romantic spark, but they have a lot of in common. They do the health and lifestyle kind of situation. They both share longevity in their marriages as far as their parents and grandparents, and they don't have any children. They both want children. I think it should be something there. And right here I see Calfani, and that's all I got to say.
That means he's gonna go marry his ex when the show's over.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I really saw a connection with them. And for real, I hate to even say it, and I'm not even trying to do no spoilers, but y'all know I'm gonna do this one. Don't this look like that this could be them?
Mm-hmm.
That is them.
That's true.
That is them.
At
But
the
it's
end, like,
them?
why would they show us that?
It's a promo shot. It's not.
It's a
them.
promo shot. Yeah.
That's a promo.
I got a little confused.
But yeah, they
You
got a
know
lot
them
of
promo shots, don't you?
Oh, okay.
They didn't do it this year by showing people at the end.
They learned from Tyrone dissecting it last year.
Right.
Right. Take your watches off. Take your earrings off. Tyrone is going to see it and break it
I
down.
just
and
don't
spin it.
understand why did he have to bring that up
That's how I
about that
feel.
tattoo. Like, literally, my ex-husband, I had a tattoo. Baby, as soon as I decided this over, I already had it covered up and was still married at that time. Play with it. The divorce didn't even come through yet. Play with it. Why am I going to take this old baggage, and why would I tell a woman that I'm interested in, that I'm carrying on my body, something from my previous relationship?
Exactly.
If that would have been a woman, J-Dub would still be talking.
Nope. I'm a changed man. Nope. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, it shows that he's in deep, and I thought it was harmless, and especially with the finger, that's going to dissolve. A finger tattoo don't stay. You use your fingers too much, so he gonna be all right. But I agree with you, Stacey. That's a lot, and that shows that possibly that you may not have moved on from your past. So I'm with you. It makes sense. Like I said, you're a great salesman. You're good at
But
your
even
job.
if it's gonna dissolve, J-Dub,
Uh-huh.
the whole world knows now. Like if he would have never said anything, we would have never seen it. We would have never known about it. We would have, the fact that he even brought it up and that he brought that situation up about his ex kind of makes me feel like, are you even over her? Like, why are we talking about the past? Like, why don't we talk about the women that's in front of you? Why are we talking about something that's on your finger that is attached to her that you're not even attached to anymore? Like, why even bring it up? We would have
Well, I'll
never
say
known.
like this: why they sitting at the table and she look and say, "What's that hard on your, hard on your finger?" Like she might see it or notice it. And then you gotta explain and bring it up.
Or
Yeah,
how do-
they putting their stuff out there on front. So I mean, I
How
don't
do
have
we
no
know-
problem with it. And everybody has some form of baggage, whether they realize it or not. You'll hear it in their
That's fair.
speech.
And
I
how do we
think
know that they didn't have that conversation where she pointed to his finger and said, "Yo, what is that?"
Nah, I think he got almost 100 tattoos, right? Maybe even some brands, right?
I don't
Or
know.
did y'all not see what I saw? I think
I didn't see all that, but that wasn't.
I'm pretty sure
I
he's
wasn't
either
looking.
branded or tatted, but he's a Q.
He got something.
So,
Hold up.
so he's had multiple tats, but he decided to talk about that one.
Exactly. Yep.
Do not
I
boy
don't
the
know. I
service,
think he
man.
just kept quiet about that. I mean, he got it approved. Like he sent it into production. It's on TV, so
Makes the
they're
story,
well
innit?
aware of it, huh?
Well, since you said he's my fraternity brother, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna take it easy from this point on. And all I'm gonna say is, if I was the ex and I'm looking at you on national TV talking to another woman, showing on your ring finger your heart tattoo that you got with me, all this time later, I'm puffing my chest up real bad. I'm like, y'all see, he still want me. Yeah, he can't get rid of me. I'm with him forever. Like, I would be on some other petty stuff. Like, I'm sure ex-girlfriend was like, oh, he still got that? He's still thinking of me? Every time he washed his hands, every time he think about getting married, my heart was there first. Baby, couldn't be my man, because we'll be going straight to the laser place.
That was taking it easy, huh?
But I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about what if I were an ex and I saw a tattoo of me still on ex's body. I'd be
Well,
like,
I can't
dang.
take it serious because he still
That's
got
my
all
little
his
that's my
other
little
things
niece,
still
y'all.
on him. At this point, he's like
I was
Pete
like, who
Davidson.
is that?
It's my niece. She wanted to say hello.
Hey, niece.
Hey, niece. I didn't see her.
I
Yeah.
missed it too. Hey, niece.
But how did y'all feel about their connection? Like, did y'all think it was genuine? Do you think that it's gonna last? Do you just think it's surface?
I think they matched the most out of everyone on the show. So I could see it working.
Sure, they have so much in common. It all they have to do is work on it, cultivate it. It'll work. They're one and the same.
Yeah, agreed. I liked their connection. All right. Anything else on Lee and where are my notes? God, Jesus. The couple we just discussed. Lee and Quentin.
Lee, just send me your workout plan, girl, because I'm trying to get these thighs right. Okay, shoot.
That's absolutely right. Lee is a baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's bad in real life.
I
All
just
right.
want to say that, first and foremost, thank you, Lee,
Not
for
the
following back on Instagram. Number 2, I want to say that you're actually a baddie. Number 3, I won't be doing any negative connotations or any negative commentary on you. Joking. But no, I think that honestly, they are. I'm not going to do that. I definitely will. But no, I think I was liking them. You know what I mean? Like I kind of liked them. I thought to myself, they got similar backgrounds and everything. The only thing I thought to myself was the way he kind of told a story about how he did the tattoo on the finger, everything like that. It made me feel like Lee gonna eat you up. Okay, it made me feel like Lee gonna eat you up, chew you up, bro. If you haven't got the good boundaries going on, you're not strong. He looks strong physically. I wonder how strong he is emotionally. That's my question I'm asking myself, because Lee looks like she ready. Okay, she may be young, but she ready. So I just hope that he's emotionally ready to take on that task. Otherwise, it could be a little bit of a train wreck. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna say about it. But Lee,
Did you just
continue,
quote
yeah.
Jodeci?
No, that was Keith Sweat.
Keep sweating.
You might be young, but you're
Be
right.
young, but don't forget it. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds so familiar.
J-Dub singing the rest of it.
I know you can hear me. I guess that's the microphone.
Oh my god. All right, so y'all got anything else on Lee and Quentin? All right. Next we got Murrier. No, Murr.
We got to give him a nickname.
Marie.
Marie. God, Lee.
How you say it?
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's-
I ain't see no yay. I see a
I
er.
like
That's
a
just
Creole
a
name.
Murier.
Marie.
Yeah, well, where I'm
Oh,
from,
Marie.
Marie.
when a name is an
French.
IER, it's A.
It's
Okay.
French, Marie.
Oh, okay. See,
Dang, I'm half French.
I'm not cultured like Habibi, so yeah.
Wow.
You know what?
Yay.
Needed me multicultural.
Yeah, I don't know the difference between
And that's
cheese and
actually a
pineapple.
real, Sean was right. That's actually a real word. All right, so Marie and Leanne have a conversation, and she says that he is pretty much vertically challenged. She says that he is positive, though, and he has a good sense of self. He just challenged vertically. He begins to tell her about his father transitioning about a year ago, and she really does not seem to be interested. She is very detached from the conversation. She does mention that both of her parents are still together and that she did have to put her dogs down, though.
Oops.
Marie says that she's kind of cold and he just ain't feeling it. Marie, sorry, guys. I told y'all, I put the disclaimer. I'm gonna mess your name up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get better though. I promise. All right.
Can we
Can
get
I
a
say this real
picture?
quick? Can I say this real quick? I
Yes.
know everybody grieves differently and responds to grief differently, but the lack of empathy she really truly had in that moment was just really like bothering me all around, because the fact she just sat there for a long time and then related his dad to a dog. Like, I just put my dogs down.
Yes.
I was like, sis, what? I mean, I love my fur babies. Trust me, okay? But I'm not about to, somebody tell me that their dad just died. I had to bury my dad, that story. And I just sit there and they'd be like, yeah, I had to bury my dogs too.
Right.
How we get here?
Well, to add on to that, it wasn't like, oh, I just buried my dad that I never knew my entire life. It was like, he was like choking up. Like, you can tell that it's something that still is emotional for him. Like, you know, to walk a tightrope with that subject when it comes to him, because you can tell that he's very, you know, like emotional about it. I mean,
they showed all the
rightfully
generational
so.
pictures.
Right, rightfully so.
Well,
That was the face, right?
well,
It was hard for me to get like regular, and y'all know I don't go back to try to retake good pictures because I'm too busy. Like, I'm trying to hurry up, but like most of her shots were like this, and this was like one of the good ones. I was like, oh my god, I don't want her to take it, but this was, yeah, her face most of the time.
Well, I'm gonna go another way. I'm gonna go another way on it. I don't think that in these new spaces you should have like a lot of expectations on what somebody does or says. You gotta understand, people deal with death. Somebody need to put it on mute.
Oh,
Oh, my bad. That's me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Some people deal with death in a different way. Some people don't even know how to handle it, like even to be there emotionally for you. And nor should you expect someone to be there for you emotionally. It's nice when someone can be there for you, especially you're showing up as a stranger. However, in my opinion, people show up sometimes, let's call it in a robotic manner, meaning it sounds like everything sounds the same, cut and paste. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, sometimes, in my opinion, it comes off disingenuous, like it's just, again, cut and paste. if you will. And some people really care about your loss so they can relate to your pain. But I don't think you should be in a space where you're kind of expecting that at all. Because again, people are awkward in some situations. Some people don't handle those things in situations. Some people shut down when you talk about death because they never dealt with it or they don't want to deal with it. So to me, if you are still crying and about your loved one, now granted, this is a parent. For those of us who have lost them, the pain sticks with you. It's there. You just learn to deal with it and cope with it. But I'm never expecting a stranger to hold me and comfort me through it. You know, I have to deal with that. And I'm not projecting it and putting it on you or trying to garner any sympathy from you. So I feel like I think he need to heal. I think he need a little more time. Not that, oh, he's a bad person, but he's still hurting about his dad. Maybe love isn't the right space for right now.
So I want to speak to J-Dub. This is going to be one of those rare occasions where I do agree with you. I feel like romance and death doesn't live in the same space at the same time. It's just like an uncalled for sort of, conversation piece, so to speak. And like if you're trying to get to know somebody or you're trying to, discover a mate, there is a place or there is a time when you find that space, that safe space to, transfer those emotions to, and that somebody's going to handle it with care versus just throwing your stuff out there in the real world and hoping that, whoever catches your emotions or your feelings, handles them delicately in a manner that you are expecting. Now, like some people, or like J-Dub said, they feel a little bit like, well, damn, you put me in this place. What the heck? What do I say now? Like, I didn't really come here for that. And so you have to take that with the biz if you're sitting there opening up and just throwing it out there. This lady doesn't really come off to me as somebody that would, just disregard somebody's feelings. And I think just in general, humanity, people don't do that, let alone, I don't think that somebody would go out on a limb to be that ignorant on tape or on camera. So I think there is probably somewhat the substantive part that was left out of that. And, and it showed a little bit more of the rigidness to go along with sort of her rigid, kind of approach or personality that we're seeing. So I can't say for sure that she's just a nasty person like that who is pretty much looking at him saying, I could give a damn about your loved one or whatever. I just don't think that people would operate in that space, especially being on TV. I'm done.
I'll say this to what y'all saying. Like, I don't expect people to send me flowers. I'm not Marlo. Okay, I'm not waiting for you to do all these send me text flowers, hug me and all that. But your body language will tell me a lot on the empathy. And she literally, her body language was, I'm not listening to you at this point. She was not engaging or whatever. Give me the generic. I will take the generic before you just sit here and dismiss me, because that's basically what she did. If you really watch that, she really dismissed that man and then brought in some filler on all the rest of the stuff that she added in there just to try to bring the conversation back. I know you're not interested in this man, and that's okay. And I would just give you a sorry for your loss and just keep it moving. I can't deal, if I'm not emotionally capable to deal with you right now, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry to hear this, but I know this is not the setting, whatever, and we're going to keep it moving. It's not like he just jumped out and volunteered the information. It looked like it came out of genuine conversation on something she asked. So this is another situation of asking a question and then you're not wanting to receive the answer. What are we doing? That's just like the other one where we asking sexual questions, and then when I give you an answer, now, oh, I'm turned off. That was the same thing. So I get where y'all coming from and saying everybody grieved differently. I know this. I started off my thing like that, but her whole body language is, I don't give a F.
Yeah, I tried my best. I tried my best to see if she just didn't understand what the word transition was. It felt like it was two separate statements when he mentioned transition. No, like I said, I tried my best, but she probably wasn't interested in being there with him to begin with. But to be in that position and show zero empathy when you know that's kind of the point of being there, on day one, is to be empathetic and to be listening to people, in that setting. And the fact that, she didn't catch it is just a very, very bad look, you know.
Well, I think like, okay, so what J Dub was saying and PO, what a lot of the guys were saying about expectations. Let's remember where we are. You're in the presence of one of 9 men or one of 8 men, can't remember the count, who you are trying to get their attention, their interest. You're trying to present yourself. You're trying to sell yourself. And it's a such thing as having decorum. Like, let's remember where we are, and let's act like adults and act like we're interested in what somebody is saying to you. Like, it's just a matter of like common respect. Like, if I didn't know you, if you were a bum off the street and you're telling me this story, I would still be polite and wouldn't be dismissive of you. But you are a select bubble of people who's here in my face, who I'm trying to establish some type of relationship with, because we all know I might not be attracted to you today. This is a very superficial episode. Like, this is the superficial episode. You go based on some superficial reason. So I might have to double back to you. We might get to talking later and you really interest me. I might have been tired and hungry and just really not into it. But at the end of the day, we know how to show mutual respect. And if this man's sitting here listening to you, then you can sit there and give him a little respect back.
I just read Coach's comment. I'm sorry. Really, B? I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, have this delay. I don't want to talk over people.
Yeah.
I agree with the fact that everybody is not a cry on my shoulder type person. However, because I'm not that person. Like, I don't know what to do when people are going through something. It doesn't come naturally. Like, I'm sitting there like, should I hug them? Don't know. But I do know that when somebody tells me that they've suffered a loss, I do know to say, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry to hear that. You lost your dad? Wow. That had to be hard for you. Like, it doesn't take much. And I understand that this isn't the place to have a therapy session. However, a simple acknowledgement of what I just said is part of a conversation. It would, you know what I'm saying? When somebody says something to you, you're getting to know them. And like Stacey said, even the smallest thing can be the reason why. But I have a bigger observation. And I don't know if any of you guys picked this up. She was also the same woman that was asking everybody about their zodiac signs. And what I have found with people who are that absorbed, and no offense to anybody, please don't jump on me, this has been my observation. People who are that absorbed with the zodiac signs and what's your moon and what's your sun and all of that, they're very conscious of what they vibe with. Oh, you're a Cancer. Oh, I don't get along with Cancers. My ex-husband was a Cancer. What's your moon? She was doing that every time we saw her asking, going around the room. And she did that a couple of times. Once she found out what people's signs were, she was not interested. So it wasn't just him. I think that was to take Paul's word, I think that's what the producers, the example they showed us. But if you paid attention, she did that a few times. And when somebody would say, she even did it to a couple of the women, when they said what their sign was, then it was like, oh, okay, then I'm moving on. She did it a couple of times. So she's very specific in, I think if you weren't the right sun, moon, stars category, she wasn't vibing and she was moving on. But that's what I observed too. So
Somebody getting there.
All I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at this: if you're absolutely right, really be, and if the strangers at the window of Chick-fil-A can end every experience with "my pleasure," that lets you know you can say something kind and move on. Show a little regard for someone else, another human being, and move on. That's all you had to do.
Stacy B, those are professional, trained customer service representatives. Those aren't just, they didn't come from the heart from that. They're trained to give you that excellent customer service, extensive training.
And as adults and as the best of the best in Dallas, we should be trained to give some type of adult response and not just be so dismissive of people.
And guess what? It's just me. My fit of personality, I don't even want it. I don't even need it, for real. To tell me like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. And no, if it's coming up in a conversation, I speak and we moving on. I'm not even pausing for you to give me something. That's just me. I'm not saying that's anybody else. But, because I don't like the norm, or what everybody is expected to say. It just doesn't feel genuine to me. Not that people don't come from the heart. So I'm going to let you go. Get in there.
But I'm just saying, she didn't really have to say anything. You didn't even have to say, I'm sorry for your loss. Just, I'm so sorry to hear that. So, how have you been managing in your career? You could have transitioned to another subject without it seeming so like cold and rude. I'm interested to know. I'll be happy when she's talking so I can see exactly how that conversation went. Maybe it'll give us a little more perspective.
Yeah, she's gone. Rest in peace.
Huh?
She's gone.
Oh, from the show, you mean?
Yeah. Look at everybody gets sensitive.
I was like, what the freak?
Everybody's so sensitive. Look at that.
I'm talking about a workout
Who
body.
is that?
That's a great commercial.
That's Lee.
I told you about Lee. I told y'all about Lee. Don't sleep on her now.
Is that
That's what I'm trying
Photoshop?
to tell you,
Is that the real
guys.
deal?
Oh yeah.
Don't sleep on her. Seriously. Okay? Don't sleep on her.
Seriously.
Seriously. Okay? I'll not be sleeping on my baby.
Oh, your baby. Wow.
No.
You heard that right.
I'm for the streets. But anyway,
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you say that.
Yeah, I just want to be honest. But I think with the situation with Leanne and old boy Mari. I'm gonna call him Mari from now on anyway. And do you know what? First and foremost, let me just be honest with you. Leanne's a baddie. Can't even hate on it. You know what I'm saying? If I was a little bit older, it would be me. But I'm not. But I think in the situation between herself and Mari, that conversation, common courtesy is that when someone tells you that someone's passed, sorry for your loss. Now, if you can't do that, that's going to make me scared. If you can't handle common courtesies. Now, I don't care if he was 5'1", whether he was a different zodiac sign, or whether he had he was green like an alien. Common courtesy is common courtesy. And if you can't do that in those spaces, I have to question whether what else would you flout as a social rule later on down the line. And so maybe the conversation didn't go, maybe the editing got in there and maybe she did say something different. But from what we saw, it just looked like she was disconnected from that moment. And then bringing in her dogs, maybe she felt like she was, maybe she felt like bringing her dogs into the situation was her actually connecting with the situation. But then that tells me how far removed you are from actually understanding how to connect with a situation. You don't connect to the situation by telling someone a dog and a dad. Now that tells me more about you and how you think. You know what I'm saying to you? Like if someone passes, I'm not going to be like, you know what, my daddy. I won't even say this. My daddy passed too. So, we all grieving here. Like what the frick? Like, to honor what the person has said to you and at least let it land and let it rest. And then you maybe want to bring in, you know what, it's been, I can understand maybe a little bit down the line. For me personally, she flouted the social rules and that I can understand. But I will go to what J-Dub says as well too, which is, I think it was J-Dub's or Poe said it. I'm not sure who said it, but it did give me that he's a little bit raw. right?
He
It did
does
give me that he's a little bit raw. It's a little bit touchy in that area at the moment. And by all means, it will be. You've lost your father. I understand that. But then this is a process for you. Is this a process for you? You know what I mean? Like, if it's so raw right now, should you be dating? Okay, this is not Bible times. Okay, this is not Jacob looking for his wife. All right, it's not Isaac who's going to get Rebecca because his parent died. This is real life, and this is 2023. This might not be the best time for you to have, being yourself in it's a competition too. So it's going to expose certain things too. So I just don't think it's the right time for him if he's still a little bit so sore.
Yeah,
So-
there we go. Yeah, J-Dub did say that. So Kojo, the professional, agreed with me. So we right there. So I feel like, I'm on a higher level. I'm working on a higher level here. So yeah, it's just a different perspective. Everyone is different. As I said, some people just hug you, embrace you, give you the Bible scriptures, go to the graveyard with you immediately, doing shooting, all of that. But everybody's different. People. The death thing. Let me go deep. The death thing is such a thing, is that people have not talked enough, have educated us enough in those areas. A lot of people. I'm not saying everyone. Everybody's not the same. It's almost like a taboo, almost like in sex. Like back in the older days, you don't talk about sex. You don't talk about death. It just happens, and you're like dealing with it. Everybody's dealing with the best way they know how. So that carries on. Everybody is not the same. They're not going to react the same way. I mean, people are dealing, So I'm done. Y'all can get in there.
So real quick, Tina B said, and honestly, when I watched this, when I did my live reaction and I watched this scene, I honestly said I did a PO. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know, like, I ain't really a fan of saying that it's editing, but it is editing involved. I said in real life, like, she might have really come off as being very insensitive. That's what we saw. But for real, like, what if she was like, oh man, I'm sorry. Just like y'all said, this is the picture that they obviously wanted to paint of her. Maybe they had to paint it of her because they knew she was about to get eliminated. So it's kind of like, make it make sense. Her character needs to make sense in why we eliminated her. You know what I'm saying? So what if it was editing? What if it was that she did do those things and they only showed the parts where she came off as being insensitive? Does it change things?
Well, I'm gonna say yeah, because I actually did. I was going to say I'm going to play PO. I feel like that conversation was chopped up, so I don't think we got the whole thing. Even though I'm a big advocate of going off of what I see, it seemed choppy. So I'm done.
I'm going to say for me it didn't, and that's why I brought up my other observations of things that I saw. It wouldn't have changed for me about how I overall felt. Do I think they chopped it up? Yeah, I can say I feel like that scene was probably a little choppy too. And she may very well have said that, but it doesn't change how what's his name? Marvay? What's his name?
His perception.
Morier.
Morier. Right. It does, because even if she said it, he still didn't. There was something in. It was something in how she responded that he still didn't receive because he said it in his confession. So does it change my opinion? No. But I can concede that she said it and he still didn't receive it in a way. And I can agree with you guys on that part too, that maybe he's not ready for this process. I can agree with that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody have any other thoughts about that? Yeah. At the end of the day, I kind of feel the same way, like you just said, really. I feel like even if they did edit it, the time that she was on the show from what we did see is kind of like, I still feel like she probably shouldn't have been there. So I get it. All right, guys, are we done with that scene, or anybody else want have any last words to say about Morier and Leanne?
Morier.
I'm trying to get it together. All right, guys, let's move forward. All right, so we have We have Janelle and Herbert. They're pretty much sitting down. They're having a great conversation. It was good vibes. It was good energy. They literally talked until the sun went down. And at the very end, when he was like, let's go on and get up. And she was like, okay. She really did not want to seem like she wanted to get up, and they even held hands a couple times. He looked at the ring on her finger and pretty much was like, you need to take that off because I'm about to put one on. He ain't saying that. I was just saying that. But anyway, how do y'all feel about Janelle and Herbert's connection?
I don't.
Oh,
but he had a good point though. Granted, you should have enough awareness if you're single and you want to attract someone. Wearing something that appears to be a wedding ring is like a block. It's a obstruction. So it's something more and deeper there. That's just like, oh, I didn't realize that this is on the wrong finger. No, I'm not buying that.
Wait a minute. How did I miss this? Wait, what happened now?
Stacey, you be halfway watching this show. You know how you miss it, but we're gonna rewind it back though. She's gonna break it down.
Wait, let me see who had a ring on.
She
did. At first, I thought y'all were talking about the tattoo, and I was like, we going back to the tattoo.
She had an actual ring on her wedding finger
Mm-hmm.
because they held hands, and he happened to see it. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, I'm thinking, I thought you were single. She's like, oh, I just had it on this finger. I didn't realize it. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that.
Did y'all think that connection was a cheat? Oh.
What happened?
Ty, you got a picture
I
of this
enjoyed
somewhere?
that scene. I did enjoy it. I felt like they were there talking all night. As somebody that does wear a ring on their ring finger, I mean, it happens.
It's something deeper.
It's not. It's just a ring.
On your wedding ring finger.
I literally wear a ring on my ring finger. It's just a ring.
See, I don't do that.
Kojo, break it down, Kojo.
I mean, I do agree with you, J-Dub, for her to wear that ring there in this environment. Questions are gonna come up, and they're gonna be paying attention to her responses to those questions. I mean, obviously she was very popular amongst the guys, so it's not out of the ordinary that they would have a really good conversation. It's just one of those moments where they seem to click well. And, during this process, you just gotta, be sure about not to overthink the very first good conversation. To me, that's pretty much what it was.
Great point, Ty. Like, it was magical because you can talk to someone who's just a people person and you have a wonderful conversation. Doesn't mean you match up romantically or there's something going to happen or go further. So, excellent point, Ty. Somebody getting in?
I'm getting in. I said, though I missed the wedding ring part. I don't know how I did that one either, but I thought it was good. I thought it was at least good conversation that they did carry on because the sun was up and then they kept talking till the sun was down. So to me, if you could talk that long and find something, that's pretty good conversation. Now, will it go further now that he done seen the ring? I don't know. We'll have to see on it. But she really is into him. There's some chemistry there. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a cute exchange. It wasn't that serious. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Was this before or after she found out about Brandon? Because it seemed like her body language changed because they was feeling each other. He was grabbing her knees and all that. Did y'all see that?
What you mean?
This is her and Herbert. This is
her.
No, but I'm asking, was this? Do y'all remember if this conversation was before or after her
Brandon.
Conversation with Brandon?
It was after. Yeah, Brandon was. That was the very beginning.
Because it seemed like she was feeling Brandon and Brandon was feeling her because he was grabbing her knees and stuff.
It's true.
She was, but when she got to explaining why she liked Herbert, she said they've both never been married and they don't have children. So it was like more of a plus for her with Herbert. She might like Brandon, yes, but when in the overall scheme of things, I think she was calculating it might be a better fit of both us not having children, not being married before, yada yada yada.
Yeah, but was it Quentin? Because she's awfully touchy too.
She was with everybody, child. She
Yeah,
was.
she
I
awfully
love her personality. She was like the party.
She's a what?
I never gonna say no to a touch.
I said she awfully touchy. Like she go for high fives. She be touching you on the forearm, all that stuff that dudes be paying attention to. She do it.
That's a secret
It's
part.
intentional.
It's very intentional. Ty, what
means
would you do if
something.
someone was touching up on you?
I just make note of
This
it.
ain't nothing.
That's all. I'll make a note. I'll be like, okay, that's one.
Personally, I like Janelle. I can't lie to you, but Janelle ain't slick. Okay, she knew that she had a ring on her finger. She knew exactly what she did. You know what? Janelle's playing a long game. I like it. You know, she knew that these men out here, they like married women. She's smart. She knew what she was doing. She's trying to stoke up that fantasy. I see her. No, but all jokes aside, I definitely think that it's probably missed. I don't know why she had the ring on her finger. I really don't. I actually don't know why you'd go into a show and not think having a ring on her finger. You know what I mean? Now she might be doing some dark arts. Who knows? She might be thinking in that way. You know, but I definitely enjoyed the conversation between herself and Herbert. You know, it looked like they went from daylight to nighttime, but let's not be fooled. It could have been late in the day and the night could have come real quick. Okay. So it could have been a 15-minute conversation for all we know. But she was touchy-feely with quite a few people. It was Brandon. It was Quentin. It was Herbert. Okay. You know, and who else knows? She is a touchy-feely person. Okay. She gets these boys in their field. She touches them on the shoulder, touches them on the hand. With Brandon, she was touching on his thigh, you know. So you know, I made a lot of her connection with Herbert, but now I'm thinking about, I'm like, let me chill back. Because Osa's out here touching a lot of people. Okay. She's just smart enough to know how to make this game work. I think Janelle's a game player. Can I be honest with you? I think Janelle is a cold-hearted game player, and she will do what she needs to do to win this show. That's my thoughts on Janelle. And I may be short-sighted about it, but that's how I feel about her right now. Go on, Janelle. You go and win, baby. You look good.
Mic drop.
Well, so I guess nobody has anything after that.
I know.
No, I feel like I'm a talk toucher too. So, and it doesn't mean that I'm flirting with anybody. P.O., you met me. Ty, you met me before. Really be like, yeah, you know, like I'm one of those, like I kind of like, now I wasn't grabbing your knee or nothing, sis. But I'm just saying, like, I'm one of those people too. So, but I don't mean like, it don't mean that I'm interested in anybody in any way. I'm not gonna violate.
So okay, so how do we know which one's a flirt touch? How do we know? Where would you touch me to make sure you know that you flirt with me? So I know that. So I know it's not a friendly thing. You know what I'm saying? Where would that be? Would that be the arm, the leg? I want to make it clear because you said you touch people. So what would be a friendly touch? So I don't misconstrue your touch.
He's a toucher.
Y'all heard that?
What?
So Tyrone was saying that all these people she touching, she had on somebody's jacket that she hadn't even touched yet, and it's somebody else's whole jacket at the end. So. That's who jacket, Kojo?
Marvin.
I could be overthinking it. I could be overthinking it.
I mean, a couple of ladies have
You're
somebody
right,
else's jacket on, so it's okay.
That's true.
She in good company.
They're gentlemen.
But if
Yes.
you're there, I'm saying if you're there as a guy and you're interested in someone that you like that's wearing somebody else's jacket.
But Tyrone, y'all know day one, y'all got to mingle and work the room. Y'all can't be over here claiming people and getting jealous off the
not-
track.
We not, but it could be like you claiming as well.
Exactly. Don't just give your jacket to
I
anybody.
claim
You
you
wouldn't-
all. I claim
I
you
wouldn't
all.
give my jacket to a girl I don't like in that place. So come and take that for Stroud. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to, you know.
I ain't called Joe. That's how you feel.
I wouldn't wear
That's how I
wear
feel.
nobody jacket because I don't want this person to think that I'm into that person. I don't want this person to think I will stand there and I will be cold as hell, shivering, just cold.
Sabrina,
I'm
stop
not putting
it.
on no-
Stop it, Sabrina. Stop it.
I'm not gonna mess up my chances with this.
You gonna
one,
take this coat?
one.
Well, me, I'm collecting all jackets because I ain't about to be cold. I'm gonna let you know now. Everybody give me your jacket.
Just like, yeah.
Take the coat.
And I'll just make
Like I
note
don't
of
wear
it.
I don't wear rings on my ring finger anymore. I remember I had this guy come up to me before. I was like, "Hi, how are you?" You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know I don't have a problem with approaching a man. And he was like, "I thought you was married." I was like, "Why would you think that?" He's like, "Because you got a ring on your finger." I was like,
Oh my gosh, I need to try.
from that point on, I don't even wear rings on that finger anymore because I was like, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to miss a chance for someone to like come up to me. But you know, everybody is different. So, and it's crazy because I love wearing a ring on that finger. It's comfortable. I feel like something is missing if I'm not wearing a ring on that finger. But you know, I said,
what made you start that, Sabrina? Sorry, I didn't. What made you start putting a ring on that finger though?
I have no idea. And I hear that from a lot of women. It's just comfortable. I've even tried wearing it on this hand. It's just not as comfortable as it is on this hand for some odd reason. Maybe because we was supposed to have meant to be born and have eventually a ring on that finger. And from birth, from conception, you know, we had that feeling of the ring around the finger because it was supposed to have always been one there. And since it is not there yet, it feels like something is missing.
Come on, somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's
that is a modern social construct. That is no.
You are preaching. You are
don't
preaching.
buy into
I absolutely believe you. I absolutely believe you.
That's right. It makes sense to me, Sabrina. You know,
it makes sense to me.
That's why they say we gravitate to the jewelry and the luxury and all that because we used to be kings and queens. We need all this stuff. Even though this is cap, like Rashid, this is cap. But you know, we gravitate. You know, to we gravitate. You know, we gravitate.
Just don't start taking nothing on, J-Dub. Did Kojo just leave the room? Is it really the? I know. I'm trying to.
This is.
I can't.
Yeah, let me take this off.
This
isn't royal. This is cap.
Part of this. This
is cap. Let me take. See, this is cap.
He don't
free myself. This is cap.
Let me burn some sage or something.
J-Dub's views are J-Dub's views. I have nothing to do with that. Rashid, have you seen this?
Cap.
There's no beef here.
It's cap. All this is cap.
Let me burn some sage.
This is cap.
I caught a stray last time when I even say that, so I'm gonna just say my say.
I
think you're great.
Kojo said I caught a stray and I didn't even say nothing, so I know I ain't in this one.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Do you feel like you missing something without your necklaces?
I do. I'm telling you, when I'm on the live, it's a vibe. It's a vibe because I do a lot of hot topics lives and on Friday and Saturday, and I gotta have my chains on. I use
put it back on. Put it back.
I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. That's a line from Drake, and I understand. I understand why you say that. You feel it. I feel like I'm home. Even though this is cap, this ain't real.
Your neck looks heavy.
Yeah, I don't want to front. This is cap. This is
your
cap.
Neck looks heavy,
but it still feels good, like that ring on your wedding ring finger. This feels good. It feels comfortable. I go to sleep like this in this cap. Feel good.
Okay. Okay, too much excitement. All right, so are we done with Janelle and Herbert and the great connection that they had from sun up to sundown?
Yeah, we're done.
Tommy comes in and starts to make his rounds with the men. He's going around asking them, who you feeling? All right, guys, who you not feeling? Tommy pretty much calls Tequila, and towards the end, he calls Tequila, and Leanne. T and Leanne. Leanne is the one to be eliminated. And if you guys don't know who Leanne is the one that was, everyone is saying that she was kind of insensitive to Marie. Tequila T says she pretty much feels played, that she like somebody lying because that's not what they were saying to me. Okay, because they said that they was feeling me. So I need to know who capping, who lying. Okay, I need to know before I cry to Herbert or Philip. Y'all, Murray, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then the Habibi. But we just gonna start right there. How y'all feel about Tank T and Leanne being on the chopping block and Leanne being the one being sent home?
I'm okay with it.
I thought it was premature. Because really, I don't believe that someone should go home so early, but those are the rules. However, whether it was superficial, I felt that Leanne was trying. And, she was putting herself out there with whatever she had. Yeah, you got to give her, give her something for effort. And maybe maybe it was an age thing. Maybe they noticed that she was older, but of course in great shape, beautiful woman. And I don't know, they just didn't see it for her.
I do agree. I hate that somebody goes home the first night. I absolutely hate that format. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I
Somebody
mean,
has
I'm
somebody.
not a,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's,
No,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead, Paul. We haven't heard from you.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
No, I was just gonna say, somebody has to go home every night. There has to be that pressure, because if not, you'll have a bunch of people just hanging around saying, you know what, I'm just gonna chill out and do me, and whatever. So that you have to have that kind of vibe.
As a viewer, I hate it.
But you probably would hate it more if you saw people not really trying to connect because they got
No,
time.
as a viewer, I hate it, because if this is really truly a show about trying to find the person that you meant to be with, you need more than, in my opinion, as a viewer watching it, I just feel like I always feel bad for the first people to go. Well, it's been a few cases I didn't, but I usually always feel bad about the first person that goes home, because I do feel like there's just not, you're in a meat market. You know what I mean? It's 20 people in a room that you maybe or seen around, but you don't know these people, and you're pressured to work a room, get to know people, and at the end of the night, now you're supposed to figure out which one. No, I just think as a viewer, I'm just saying, for me as a viewer, I hate it. I just don't like it.
We hate it.
Well, I feel like you have to show the audience that you're.
But that's what I'm
serious
saying,
about
Pam. No, I am the
finding
audience. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I am the audience.
Right. I mean, so am I. We're all the audience. So my thing is like, I want to see people putting themselves out there and not just being dead fish.
I mean, for the longest time, I was against them sending people home on day one. But I do understand that they need people to not be lazy on day one. But I also understand that they can't really tell them when someone is going home. So you can still see that some people are actually surprised to hear that someone is going home tonight. And my thought was, have they not watched the show yet? Because everybody
That's
should
what I'm
go
saying.
home
Nobody is surprised.
on day one. But I felt like I did hear somebody say something. I get it. I understand. Like, it's all subjective to us, and it totally depends on, the 9 guys that they asked. If they all decided on her, then it makes sense, even if it doesn't make sense to us. Looking back at it, she was the oldest. In any conversation in the guys' lounge can really swing the pendulum, for votes really in there. And I'm pretty sure, maybe a camaraderie started with the guys. And once one of the guys heard about her being unempathetic about losing the father, then it may have, made it a lot easier for the other guys to say her name as the one that they're not feeling. So once she started getting those votes, then it was like, a waterfall for her. So unfortunately, she had to be the one, but I'm hoping that, she's okay with it, because you don't want to see that.
Sabrina, we got a question in the chat. Miss Pretty Amazing.
Miss Pretty Amazing. Is this the question?
That's the question.
Panel. So when do you think they should eliminate the first person?
I think. Oh, you go ahead, Pio. The juggernaut. Go ahead.
Instantly.
He say instantly. Pio say instantly. I say the next day. I mean, let them mingle the whole day, do their thing from day to night, get in the rhythm, see who they connecting with and vibing, and then vote the next day whenever they coming back. to decide off maybe one person. I wouldn't say two. I'm saying one because they drag the seasons out anyway. So why not do one for the next day? That's my vote. Really B got her hand up.
I just don't want to talk over people. Honestly, I really think the whole show needs a reboot. I wasn't when I said what I said, Tyrone, when I was like nobody was shot, I was agreeing with you. Like at this point, if you haven't watched the show, then that's on you. Like, you know, you should have, for me, if nothing else but research purposes. And the fact that somebody's going home on the first night, everybody's not shocked. There might be a few people that that are like, oh, what? Everybody ain't shocked. You know what the deal is. You know the format. And honestly, at this point, I really think they need to shake it up. These little twists and turns, like that means nothing. Like, so for me, I wouldn't do it to the second episode, but I would shake up the show. And the first episode wouldn't be a mixer. I wouldn't do a mixer as the first episode if it were me. I would shake the whole thing up, and I would have group dates the first episode. Let them meet each other in small groups. Let them get to kind of be around each other in small groups, and then I would have the mixer. Then I would have the elimination. So I would do it the second episode, but I would just flip it. I just think at this point we need to see something different, especially if you've been watching from season 1. Give us something different. It's the same thing every season.
I said the same thing.
I personally think that it should be pressure-free on day 1. I think they should have the brunch. And then after the brunch, I think that they should give people the opportunity to say, you know, maybe this ain't for me. I don't see my person here, you know, and give them the opportunity to walk away and then bring in the ringer at that point in time because it would make sense. Like if they bring in the ringer, then that obviously means they may have to kick someone off. But if someone's willing to leave, then I think it would make a lot more sense, you know, for the show. So just my thoughts.
I like that, Tyrone. I was also thinking, even with this episode, how they paused on the women. If you're saying I'm eliminate 2, it don't have to be a man and a woman on the first thing. Like you can get rid of 2 men, you can get rid of 2 women. You know, shake, like Billy B says, shake it up, do something different. Because this same old first day elimination is nothing. Hell, I'll go home then. Like, send me home. So we gotta do something. It's getting old.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I said the same thing at my watch party. I was like, here we go. And then they said when it was 18 people, I was like, okay, so now we know they're gonna have, you know, plot twist or what are they called? Yeah, I'm waiting for something different. Curveballs, yeah.
Because it's kind of tough, you know, to go too hard, especially if you know somebody new is coming. But then again, if that's your connection, then it shouldn't matter who the new person is. So
unless they get eliminated.
Right. So I get it, but I don't kind of agree with it, all of it.
You know what? As I'm sitting here and really thinking about sorry, Stacey. As I'm really thinking about Really B's idea, that would really be good because you might connect with somebody and you ain't seen the rest of the people, and then you get there and you be like, damn. That'll make it spicy in itself, though. Like seriously, like you get there, like, dang, I should have waited just a little bit. Like,
but okay, so the way I see it is that like the add-on, the curveball with adding more people in is confirmation that no one should be eliminated on the first episode. Because if you 2 episodes later or 1 episode later, you have to introduce someone else, I mean, those people would have been there originally and we would have gotten to see people because like, okay, so yeah, I was hard on her etiquette, right? I was hard on Lee's etiquette when Marie was talking about his father passing, right? However, I wanted to see who she really was, because all we did see was like the Zodiac Queen and then like the cold shoulder queen. Like that's probably not even who she is or how she is. I know that for me personally, I know sometimes like when I was cut, I'm sure P.O. will attest to however he didn't like his cuts. And we darn sure know Ty didn't agree with, you know, some things of like how it's edited for him. So that might not even be who she really is. You know what I mean? So I would at least like to see if anybody's actually clicking with her or with everybody, you know, like at least do it the second episode. And I'm game for the blind dates. I'm game for, I'm like, do 2 and 2 little groups of 4 and in different places. And you're going and you're bringing dates and zoom out and another one and keeping us intrigued. You know what I mean?
And then by like the 6th episode, bring everybody together and they've all been dating each other the whole time. And it's like, oh, shoot.
I would probably even do it like the 3rd or 4th episode before the 6th, because, you know, like when you're in that kind of controlled environment, you're going to lock in sooner, and you're not going to feel like you can just play your cards, because you're like, I gotta find some common ground or I'm going to be out. You know what I mean? So that would be really interesting to me.
Yeah. I'm for the small group dating at the beginning, right? But I'm also for, you know, taking away the small group discussion on how they're feeling so they're not swayed. You know, I think they should ask them as individuals without them being in a small group and hearing what other people think, because then that group think is going to set in, and then you want to get in with the crowd or who everyone else thinks, you know, look good and being a good person, as opposed to how you feel and how things occurred with your individual interaction with that person.
Agreed.
I don't know. I got one more idea.
Spill it.
I think another idea would be for them to put their name in a hat on who they're feeling the most. And if there are matches, right, individual matches, then I think the show should do what they can to curate those 2 relationships. If they really want to see love blossom.
It would have been nice to actually go on a date with someone you requested to go on a date
with. Facts. I went on my Korean date with Sean. What the hell?
I know. We kept getting sent on dates with everybody but they're like, who are y'all feeling? Who are y'all feeling? Who are y'all feeling? And I'm giving you my 3. And I'm like, oh, Ron?
Can I say something?
Yes.
All right. We know, and if we don't know, I'm just going to say it so we do know. You don't select the people that you want to stay. You are only the voice that they will record and tell the people who they want to stay. So it is produced. It is the producers that are picking the next candidate to go to the next level. I want them to get away from producing the show and be real. That's it. Give people real opportunity to like the people and deal with the people that they want to be on the show, instead of doing this little stupid storybook, a cookie cutter type of deal. Let these goddamn connections be what they really are and stop playing with people. The end.
Amen.
I was about to say, Tyrone, we not still in the contract, are we?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We about 3-4 seasons deep now, right?
I was going to say, P.O. is still on the contract, but he switched it up on us a little bit, so thank you.
I think he's just out of contract.
Yeah, he's out of contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We finally not caping for the production no more. Thank you.
Woo, I feel it. It was definitely a difference. P.O. production. So, yeah, thank you, P.O. Now, yeah, we definitely feel that and see that.
He is ready to deliver.
Yeah, P.O. would say, yeah, you know, it's behind the scenes. We haven't seen everything that we needed to see. And I was like, oh, come on, P.O. All right, I get it now. Makes sense.
Yeah, that is true, though. But, you know. All right, guys. Anything else about Dad? We was talking about the Tequila and Leanne situation. All right, so Habibi asked Kira, they're sitting there talking. Pretty much, yeah, they shooting it, whatever. And he's like, which guy would you cheat on me with if you was with me? She says, I'm not a cheater. Marie and Tequila have T have a moment, excuse me, after she was almost eliminated, and he's giving her encouraging words, and she's pretty much locked in with him. She feeling him now, and she appreciates that he took the time to console her. So real quick, how y'all feel about Habibi asking Kiera, which guy would you cheat on me with if you were my girl? And the connection with Marie and T with the moment that they had after she was almost eliminated.
Well, I guess this is what PO was referring to. What I was saying, something like him. It felt like a PO one-liner. I always deliver. Again, I can't get with PO saying that I put him in that box. It's just that, yes, that one-liner was familiar because he asked two ladies the same question, and I can only imagine that he asked more than one lady the same thing. Or about would you cheat with me with your ex-husband? Get the sultry eyes going and all that. Like, I have to disconnect when I start to see things like that, because you gotta be playing with me. And I'm investing my time. So granted, it's a show, it's production, it's reality TV, but I don't want you to play with my time. Let's go back to the feel of the season 1, season 2, where it seemed like we were really trying to find love. But this is just like a joke. This like we need a band of characters, some typecasted people to just bring together so we can get the drama and the shock value. So yeah, I disconnect when I hear that stuff. And when he grabbing his touching her hand, grabbing his hand and kissing his own hand, like, no, this ain't it. I'm done.
Wait, Sabrina, or Ty, can y'all please? I missed that part. Can y'all please put on the screen him kissing his hand or whatever y'all saying? Because I missed it. I need to see it to believe it, because I just can't believe it.
Oh, we not even there yet. We not even there yet. We about to come to it.
Hold up, Stacey B. You don't believe me?
Yeah.
You don't believe me, Stacey B?
No.
Talk to me. No. She's like, no. Okay. All right. I made it up there. I made it up.
No. It's just I'm having a hard time visualizing.
But
he grabbed her hand and kissed his own, or kissed her hand.
But
that's how you kiss your own hand if you grabbing somebody's hand.
That's not the first time that's been done on reality TV. They did that on Married at First Sight too. Clint did that. He kissed his own hand, but it was more of a joking. His was seductive. It's like, well, I'll kiss your hand later. I mean, and he brought it up himself. It's not she questioned it. He brought it and said, you know what? I didn't kiss your hand because I'm going to kiss it another time.
She was like, why didn't you kiss my hand? And he brought it up. He was like, I kissed my hand, right? She was like, you did?
That's like
it was poetic, J-Dub.
Especially in Southern etiquette. No, it wasn't. It was not poetic.
He was being sarcastic. That was sarcasm. That was sarcasm. It was.
No, I'm like, oh my gosh. That's like saying, you look. I would have told you look nice in this dress tonight, but I'll tell you another time.
Right. Yeah, that's a great example. Yes.
The hell?
The hell.
This is one of the few times I'll commend Habibi, because this was where most guys mess up. And most guys have this rule, like, go with the definite. And I mean this in a good way to Quilla. When she said that she was ride or die for him, like, you could see like everything changed for him. And he started really focusing on her. But like I said, like, every single scene with him just gets more and more cringe. And maybe that's just his hunting style. I'm not used to it. Seeing it on screen, especially as someone that went on the show kind of genuine, like it kind of throws me off a little bit. But if this is what it's going to be, if this is going to be the entertainment portion of the first couple of weeks, okay, fine.
Tyrone, this definitely is hunting style, because the fact that J-Dub has pointed out, and I missed it, him announcing that I kissed your own hand. This is what he does. He waits for that response on why you didn't kiss my hand so he could say it. Being that she didn't say it, he had to announce it to make sure he says it. So this is like, I don't know, like when I played around in high school, we would do this, like, but this is, we grown. You are internationally known at this point. Stop playing, sir. You are Mr. Waste My Time.
Kojo, what's your psychoanalysis? You know, you normally are, you're so good at analyzing a situation. What, I'm interested to hear your feedback.
He's busy right now. He busy.
Oh.
Well, thank you first and foremost for bringing me into this. I'm a multitasking man.
He's chat room macking.
I'm a multitasking man, so don't worry about that. Listen, personally, when I saw this scenario, right, because like as someone said, it's his hunting style, but his hunting style gives me he searches for, and I don't mean it's in any rude way towards Laquilla, but Tequila, sorry, I pressed Tequila. I don't mean it in any particular rude way, but that hunting style is searching for those who have got bad boundaries, low self-esteem, and poor self-worth issues. Yeah. So if you're not very strong in those areas, that hunting style works, right? Because he tried it with the other girl. I can't remember her name. He tried it with her. He asked her the question, the same question. Would you cheat on me with it? And she was like, "Hey, what's going on here? What are you asking me?" You know what I mean? But then when he came to Tequila, and we also, and I think this is very conscious from the, and one thing I always say about the Ready to Love production is, one thing they'll always give you is a little bit of a story, right? And it gives you into a little bit of the psyche of people, right? So because they obviously psychologically analyze people. So that's how they're able to fill the stories in. The fact that she was crying before with Mari, and then we see her now in the scene with old boy after he's saying, you know what, I can't believe I was so flabbergasted that you were at the bottom. Negro, please. And then, the fact that he's now kissing his own hand, like that is not cute. I'm just gonna be honest with you now. If a brother kisses his own hand, I'm not calling him a narcissist, but there's arrogance in there, right? And the arrogance is literally coursing through his veins and it's seeping out to you, right? I don't know any brother kissing his hand and going, you know what, I kissed my hand because the next one I see, I'm gonna kiss you. Please, brother. Please. Okay. And the fact that she bought that tells me, sis, what's your experience with the madmen? I think you have too much experience, because when you first came in, you first said these boys like these boys like bad girls. So clearly you've been dealing with these, I would like to say low fruit boys, you know what I'm saying? That sounds wrong, but low hanging fruit boys, you know what I mean? Like, you've been hanging with these guys that are not valuable in terms of your time and your energy and your worth. And I feel like that when that moment that you had that conversation, he asked you the question about the cheating, and then you answered it by saying, yeah, I would have cheated with you if I had my man after he was doing what he was doing. I was like, sis, you done gave him all the game that he needs. Tyrone knows what I'm talking about. Listen, at that point, you didn't even need to hunt after that. I don't need to even spend my time with you. I know that you're going to always like me. In fact, I got your vote already for the rest of the season. I just need to keep in check with you. Just a little text message here or there. How you doing? You good? All right, you nice? All right, you sweet? All right, cool. I'm not going to put no more effort with you. That is why. So for me personally, when I saw that, I just said I wasn't here for it. But yeah, you can't be kissing your own hand and thinking that's cute. I'm sorry, ladies. If you fall for that, I'm gonna look at you some way. Okay, someone kissing her, but I'm gonna try that next time. See how it works. You know what I mean?
You can't do that to no grown woman.
Stacey B, do you like it?
You gonna make Stacey B sign up again?
No, Stacey B can put a spin on it. We can put a spin.
Y'all know I'm something else. So y'all know I was already trying to do some research on this because I'm so.
Stacey B can spin.
I'm in a state of shock and awe. I'm in shock and awe.
Oh yeah, because you didn't believe that you thought I was making it up.
Stop making it about you. Stop kissing your own hand here. Wait, not Sabrina getting attacked.
Talk about these bugs, child. I'm sorry. Yeah, we hadn't even gotten to
I'll be right back. I'm Googling it because in some cultures like of athletes abroad, like kissing your hand or your wrist or where your vein runs signifies your dedication to something. So I'm wondering if that's like if here you go, J-Dub. I'm giving it to you.
Give
So
it to
I wonder if that's part of the gag, you know, like part of why he wears a hijab, like why all of this, like maybe this is he's trying to make a cultural expression.
Well, he would have said that afterwards.
Yeah,
I kissed my hand because it was a cultural thing.
Yeah, he's a clown. He didn't kiss that part. He didn't kiss the vein part. He just kissed his hand.
Well, they said your hand, hold on, I'll be right back. Let me finish reading this because y'all, you know, I'm throwing.
Appreciate you trying.
Yeah, but then he asked her, like, would you cheat on me with your ex? And she was like, yeah. And I don't know.
I'm just saying, would that attract you men?
Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. But would that attract your men in a long-term partner if she tell you, I would cheat on you with
my ex?
I would cheat on my ex with you. Like with that, you'd be like, yeah, I want to marry you.
No, I'm not marrying you, but I'm definitely gonna t-shirt and the panties on.
So this is what I found out. So you know, with football players, who we know as soccer players abroad, if they kiss their hands, it's usually to dedicate their goal to a loved one.
Like this. But that's not me shaking your hand and kissing my hand. That's totally different.
This is all I can find on it.
Well, why are you looking, Stacey? Why are you even looking?
Because y'all know I'm a Virgo and A plus B is not equaling C right now. Like this is like really, I can't like I'm having a meltdown right now because this does not make sense to me. And I'm so mad at you for bringing that to my attention because this ain't no part of it.
It makes sense because he is Mr. Waste Your Time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything with him doing that. I don't think it has anything to do with his culture or what he believes in. I just think that was just something he did. And to us, it was a clown move. And that's just what it is, period. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't know. But like if it was of importance and if it was something with his culture, because he's been explaining his culture throughout the whole show, he would have said, in my culture, when I was in Dubai, this is what we did. Like, he would have explained it. He's explained everything else. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I think if it was deep about the culture, then it would have been a lot different because I've been deployed twice. They don't drink. They don't even show skin, elbows, knees, shoulders, or anything. So I think he would have said something about that part. It was truly about the culture. From all we know, he's just wearing it because it looked good to him. And that's really all we know so far, right?
Yeah, so far that's what we know. But, you know, no knock to his culture or whatever. But I just think that with that
his culture, it is
not.
It sure isn't.
That's what I'm about to say. Unless he got dual citizenship, I'm not about to sit here and say
that's not even his culture. He black. He black.
His name
Dallas, black.
He black from Dallas, Texas. That is not his culture.
What was her name said? He from Southeast and full of caca. Okay. Well, no, you know, disrespect to him and what he believes in. You know,
all I hear in my head is Prince Ali, Ali Abi, Ali Abagwa. That's what I keep hearing in my head right now. Like
not Princess Jasmine. The magic carpet.
Right. Well, he was scamming. He was scamming to start in the movie. Okay, so that's what I feel like I'm being scammed right now. Like.
So can we talk about? Am I on mute? Can we talk about Red and who is this? Unique. Can we talk about them?
Can we, please? And thank you.
Neither one of them liked each other. Is what's crazy.
But she obviously knew him because she says she's seen him around. She's seen him around. I know you from somewhere. I have seen you around. And that may be because she has been around because he has been performing as a DJ, well, his thought job, and she's been at every club and I just don't know. But yeah.
Well,
Y'all
isn't she a producer? She's in TV production. She's a producer. He's a comedian and DJ. Well known. He is very well known in Dallas. Very well known in Dallas. He is like the Kojo of Dallas.
Uh-oh.
See what I did there, Kojo? Give me your hand. Let me kiss your hand, boy. Let me kiss that hand.
I feel like I caught a case over
You know,
here.
touch you, Billy. Let me touch it real quick.
You better communicate.
I'll just say, since we've talked about hunting styles, I peeped his right away. It's very clear to me, anyway. And I feel like she had a point about his job being a thought job. He didn't deny it. If he felt some way about it, I think he would have said something. And I think because he brought up the stigma of the position,
Correct.
Still didn't deny it when he brought it up, then he obviously knows. And just the way that he was talking to her, addressing her, we've seen it, we've experienced it. I'm not saying it's bad or if it's good. I'm aware,
He's aware. Well, let me hop in there. I'm just thinking when I see this, and not just here, but everywhere in the YouTube world, I just think this is just another double standard, and I have to disconnect, and I can't get so invested in this because just imagine if the genders were flipped and Red said to his female counterpart, "Hey, you have a thought job," and doubled down on it, said it twice and 3 times.
Right.
And that's part I hate about it. But again, the world is filled with such double standards, and it's ridiculous because if he said it to her, the whole live would have been about this. And like, it's just okay. In my opinion, Red was shocked. He was in shock. Like, I can't believe this lady is saying this to me. And she keeps saying it. Granted, yes, all those jobs have stigmas on it. We think a whole lot of things. You shouldn't say everything you think, for real. Especially
really, J-Dub?
Like that. Yeah. Because no, I do not say everything that I do. I'll be flagged and blocked and everything else. No, I definitely don't say everything.
But when you hear the word thought, you usually refer to women and not men, even though it's universal. So if you was to say a thought job to a woman, automatically it's going to sound as you're calling her a thought, not saying that the men that's coming up to her are thoughting themselves for her. So that's why it's always going to be like seem like a double standard to it, because the first thing we're going to think of is thought women. When she say it's a thought job, that means she's talking about a whole bunch of women that's all up in your face all day.
Okay.
He said to her, it's going to sound like she's the thought of the job.
Well, some of us are different, and I don't have a conversation with women that's refer to me in any way as a thought. That's a problem. That's disrespectful, and it will be addressed immediately.
I get that though.
Yeah, we don't go there. I wouldn't speak to you like that about your profession or refer to you in any kind of way of what you do, who you are, as a thought. Any kind of way. So I definitely wouldn't accept that. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous and absurd. They even downplay it. Oh, he's in his feelings. He's sassy Red, because he had an issue with her calling his job or profession a thought job. Like I said, look, Barry Flair said it's not that serious. It would be that serious if he said it to her. And I'm just saying,
they be calling Tommy. They be wanting to have a special meeting of.
Let's call a thing, man or woman. Men still deserve respect, or men still have feelings and sensitive, or as Stacey B said, men still are needy and all that kind of stuff. I just think it's a respect.
You still holding on to that?
I mean, I heard you say that. I'm not holding.
You know how many, Sabrina? How many months ago we go back to that when I made that comment? It has been
It's a
oh
reference,
my God.
Stacey. We're
It is
fine.
time to let it go.
It's gone. It's gone. I'm just using it as a reference. We're fine, Stacey. Everything is wonderful. Let me be expressive, Stacey. Everything is fine and wonderful. I think you're a wonderful person, and even just talking to you behind the scene. Please don't. That's disrespectful. Don't. Yeah, kiss. Yeah, do that. Kiss your hand. No, it's nothing like that at all. I'm just saying about a respect thing. You know, some men and women have different needs, and I really believe in respect. So if I wouldn't speak to you like that, just because I'm a big tough man, you still shouldn't speak to me anyway how you should feel. Like you wouldn't want me to speak to you like that. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying if you don't want me to refer to your job or who you are as a thought, don't ever do that to me and feel comfortable with it. So
Yeah,
Again,
it shows how when women are attracted to you
mhm.
and when they're not attracted to you,
Yeah.
how they'll speak to you. Because when the other ones, basically his book writing is a thought job too, if you want to call it that.
The erotic writer, right?
Sure.
She's down for that.
Sure, if it's a
But
reference,
hey.
yeah, a saxophonist, a musician is a thought job if we put it in categories. But again, you know, you shouldn't say everything that you think if it
Right.
may offend somebody or be disrespectful or hurtful. You should not say everything.
I didn't say she was right. I'm just saying this is how you can tell when women is not into you, how loose and open they mouth become. Like,
Okay. Well, he should have checked her.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Uh-huh.
I just want to say those big old chains are definitely thought magnets.
She's trying to look. She's trying
Look with them big old chains.
Okay.
Wowzers.
Thank you. Thought magnets. Let me get one more then. Let me add one more to the
But really, y'all, if I can shock y'all a little bit,
Mhm.
this is probably like the third thing J-Dub has said tonight that I wholeheartedly agree with. Like, I felt like it was rude. You can tell Red was cringe. Ty, he didn't say anything because I think he was like baffled. He was like, the F? Like, what? Like, I'm a hard working man. Like, I got my hustles. Don't make it like, because if someone says like something's a thought job, that places you with the thoughts. Like that is what you want. And so I felt like it was kind of rude. And what's crazy is like he was just like, oh, I'm immediately turned off. But he still had a mature conversation with her. And I want to say, like, when somebody was talking about it in the confessional or something, and I'm like, I was like, I think she thinks he's into her, but he said he's clearly not. He was turned off as soon as she said that. So I think like perception is so amazing, like in this dating thing, because you could think someone's into you and you have turned them all the way off.
It's not just that too. Her body language while saying it was kind of like off-putting a little bit too. It was just,
like
she was aware. She was very aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I
can
don't know.
I say?
Go ahead, Reggie.
Go ahead.
I got you. Go ahead.
Oh no! All I was gonna say was that he did take a page out of the Candy Burris book of reality TV, and literally, after the episode dropped, he is selling merch on his Instagram that says "Thought Job," and he has been lighting her up all week. I just want to say that, like, he has merch, he has hoodies and T-shirts that say "Thought Job." So he was ready for this episode to drop, and he said, "I'm gonna make my little."
Right.
I would have too.
Yeah, that's capitalizing on opportunity. So when you get your few minutes of fame or spotlight, you better make the most of it.
That was like when Kyra said El Cheapo about AJ. If you see AJ, he be wearing his El Cheapo hats. He made some caps. He branded it. Like, you can't be mad. You can't be mad at it at all. I forgot. I wanted to say something else about this particular date, but it just fell to me.
I was just gonna say, like, I read it totally different, and from the initial reaction, it was almost like he was trying to insinuate that she was into him without even really speaking to her, right? Like, he insinuated that she was attracted to him And she was like, why? And he was like, because of the way we were looking at each other.
Yep.
He even tried to insinuate that she wasn't paying attention to the other guys because she was focused on him while he's on the other side of the room. Right? So
Well,
that was her
I'm
saying,
sorry.
like, I was effectively listening, right? I wasn't necessarily focused on you. I'm just aware of you because I feel like I've seen you somewhere. And it almost felt like it was posed in the form of a question. Is it because you have a thought job? And he had the opportunity to say, I mean, yeah, I can see how people could believe that, but that's not me, right? If you feel so strongly about it, you could easily say that's not me. Like, but he already knows the perception of the job, which is why he led with that. And he could have said that's not me, but he never said that's not me.
I mean,
with the codification.
Look, man, I'm just saying, I see things. That's all.
I mean, I saw what you saw, T, but I'm gonna extend it. If you're facially challenged to the person that they of in question that you're talking to, not that you actually are, but you're facially challenged to the person you're talking to. So their perception is you're facially challenged to them. You trying to drop bars like, you know what, you're feeling me, it's gonna come off real bad. Yeah. When the person is not looking at you that way, you dropping those arrogant bars, it's a huge turn off to those people. Yeah. So if he was good looking like Marvin and she was attracted to him like Marvin was, he could have dropped those bars about, you know what, you were looking at me and I was looking at you. It would have gone over smoothly. Right? You would have gone over smoothly. It would have been one of those much like, okay, you know what I mean? Because old boys here talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and she's out here going, okay, I'm excited. Let me get my cowboy boots on. You would just get into a Dungeon and Dragon situation, but you frustrated about the fact that he's got a thought job. That lets you know that when someone's attracted to you, certain things can run, and when they're not attracted to you, certain things can't run to you. So I'm not saying that he's not a good-looking guy. I'm saying when you are facially challenged to the person who's looking at you, they're feeling like you're not on their level. Then they will interpret your behavior as being arrogant. So what you were saying about T, that it won't come off as nice. It'll be like, how dare you, when I don't feel you like that, talk like that, like I was watching you like that. Don't ever, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And let me tell you this now. You can call me a thought all you like, because I'm gonna beat those allegations all day, every day. Okay, right? So you can call me a thought all I want. I'm gonna beat those allegations all day, every day. So I'm not gonna get pressed about it as a man. Someone calling you a thought, it doesn't even hamper your reputation. Let's be honest. It rarely hampers your reputation. Someone calls you a thought and you're here for the streets, you even increase, you don't decrease. It's not the same for men as it is for women. So I don't know why he's stressed. I need him to get over it, move forward. I think it was disrespectful on her part to say it, but you know, that should let him know next time. Make sure you got this deal in check before you start dropping bars like, you know, I know you feeling me. It don't work like that if they don't like you. You know what I mean? Just to saying that. But you can call me a thought all you want, but I'm gonna beat those allegations.
Okay, so that's my correction. You're right, Kojo. Ty, I half and half agree with you. Here's the thing. I had it wrong. I thought it was him who said it. It was her who said it. I knew I had heard one of them saying, like, they were into me, but I ain't feeling them. You know, like, and then the other person was like, immediately no. But I took it, and y'all, like, I'm interested to know what y'all think. I took it like, oh, I know you from when somebody is like that. Oh, no. I know you from, you look so familiar to me. That is cap on all strains of the cap. That is, you don't fool with one of my homegirls. I remember you. We were in your section at the club. Thought, that's where the thought comes in at. Like, to me, my thought jar ears were like, oh, she know him through somebody. Like, it gotta be, maybe he hollered at one of her friends, or it was something.
I want to know why J-Dub took off all his cap.
Because Stacey B said it's cap, and that was a trigger. It capped. I mean, I had to free myself.
I wasn't talking about
when I just heard it, it was like PTSD. It was like cap. It was, and I just took off all the cap.
You got to take off the watch too. Free yourself.
Hold on. This ain't cap. This ain't cap. Let me put that back on.
I'm saying pretending like you don't know where this man is, where you know him from.
No,
to
Stacey
try
B, you missing the point.
Him with cap.
You missing the point. No, when you said cap, it was like a trigger word. I understood everything you're saying. I just felt heavy all of a sudden. I had to free myself when you said the word cap. This is
He's
cap.
basically blaming you, Stacey. Don't worry. He's
Yeah,
basically
I just heard
he's
cap,
blaming
and I
you.
just had to free
He's blaming
myself.
you.
That's all, Stacey. No, you were doing fine. I'm just saying.
No, you weren't. He blaming you, Stacey. Yep, he blaming you. Don't have it,
You're right,
Stacey.
Stacey. That might even explain why they didn't talk all night, because she's
It was
well
a
aware.
forced conversation. I
Mhm.
agree, Tyrone. Like you can tell they know of each other. They already know of each other.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm. So, what y'all think about this conversation?
You always take a long time. Let me get in here. Let Jay get in here. Y'all take too long. It's too much air. It's too much silent air. Let's go on. Let me get in. Let me get in there. See, this is where I got on Brandon's side. Like I could understand more so his explanation about him being married twice to the same woman, and also more so about his, I guess, disconnecting from, because people, when they hear 6 months, they agree on day one everything was happy, bliss, and put together, and then just that one day from that 6 months, now they're just not. It normally doesn't work like that. There is usually a disconnect somewhere along the way for some time, and especially with their history. Granted, again, they were younger. They have 4 children. They wanted to put it back together, and they tried. It did not work out. And again, everybody just saw it as just a giant flaming red flag. And my perception of it is like maybe he going back in the second time, he knew it already had a chance of not working. So I don't know if he was all the way invested. That's me speculating. Purely, I don't have no facts on that. Just the fact that I kind of understood it, where people's like, "Oh no, he's been there for 6 months and he's gone and now he's right here." No, I agree with y'all. He should not be on this platform, but could he jump out there and possibly be ready to love? I think so. Just not out in public. How about that? So I understood him a bit better. So I was kind of, this way it really made me split on him. Like, well, I understand the situation a little bit better. Y'all go ahead and get in there.
Mine was going.
I hear some kind of background from someone. Sounds like you're in a tunnel.
Vacuum.
Someone's got their fan on, boy, or air conditioning on.
Yeah, I was kind of rooting for him, thinking that he's here for the love, but I see him, and I don't blame him going after the single ladies with no kids. She just wasn't feeling it. And right when I think he mentioned something about her having a fatty, then I was like, oh, he there for the physical and seeing what could happen. But I don't blame him though. But it seems as though like she's just sure what her decision is going to be, and it is what it is. Hopefully, he can make something happen while he there.
Hey Ty, it sounds like you are blaming him for the fatty. If she got a fatty, the man can't speak on it. That's a part of it. No.
I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I spoke on it too, but I also know why I spoke on it.
Yeah, I mean that's you almost sound like it's a bad thing. If she got something that she can appreciate, the man spoke on it.
No, I get it.
That's natural.
But
let's not.
But let me ask you this.
Oh shit.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that he needed to tell her that?
He didn't say that to her.
No, he said it in the confession.
Yeah, he didn't say that to her.
I thought he said that. I was going to say I didn't hear it, but I'm like,
nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Personally, I think
y'all saw the picture, right?
I mean, yeah,
I think he would have a chance provided he didn't have the kids.
That's the whole point. That's the point, bro. Because her body language is real positive.
Oh yeah,
and she wanted to give it a chance. You know what I mean? And then I bought my tickets to America. The first bags were free, but after the second and third and fourth, they said you got to pay. That's the same situation here. Unfortunately, it discounts you. If you got 4 kids, even if you've got the same mother of your kids, unfortunately, it makes it very hard for the other person because they got to think, I got to take on all of this on as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not that she was looking at him going, he tall, he handsome, he looked good, but then he mentioned he's got 4 kids. It's like, Then you saw that once he mentioned 4 kids, she was like,
Yeah, that could be a very hefty child support. That is something real.
That's what she's thinking about.
Children. Yeah, I mean that exceeds the getting married twice to the same woman. 4 children that you're in a separate household that you should be providing for.
What if they join incomes? And I don't know what is in your state, so I don't know. But if they join incomes as well, would that also mean that her income will also be touched as well? You got to think about that too, man. You know what I mean? That's 4 kids. I'm gonna have to pay for too. Okay, that's a lot.
Texas has a maximum. Texas is a man-friendly state. Texas has a maximum child support.
What's the maximum?
Fair enough then.
Well, I know, like super wealthy, unless the parents of course when they agree to something different. But as far as anything, I want to say it's capped at 2,200.
2,200. So there must be a lot of deadbeats out there.
That's a good number.
God damn, bro.
Nah, that's like 500 a kid. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can go down there.
That's pretty good.
As someone
like
that's
10
been through
kids.
a divorce and everything here, it is very and you got to think it's a whole lot of oil money. It's a whole lot of like business here. So clearly that would dictate our law. You know what I mean? It's not look at just our health stuff. So it's a very man-friendly state. So if you are back on your child support and you're in arrears and stuff, you just really suck here in Texas.
I just looked it up. 1 child, 20%, 2 children, 25%, 3 children, 30%.
Wow.
And it's capped.
Capped.
It's up to there.
Of what income?
Yeah, so let me see. Let me think.
Damn.
Let me calculate here.
That's not like it.
So if you make $2,000 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I need posts and stuff.
60K.
Get Poe out of here.
60K or 200K. Come on, man. Divided by 5, that's 12K a month.
It's a lot.
Man. Yeah. There must be a lot of exits in Texas, huh?
I agree with what everybody's saying. For me, it wasn't a red flag that he married the same woman twice. For me, I felt like 6 months was, I blame, and I'm going to put this on producers, that he should have never made it. Like, I just don't think, there had to be somebody that like got cut right before him that was in a better situation. Like, you literally have only been divorced from a woman that you married twice for 6 months. You have 4 children, like you said. Y'all still figuring out, who CDs belong to each other. Like, y'all still got a lot that y'all need to work out. And you're right. It is a lot when you're coming out of a divorce and you've got 4 children. How much time do you really have to dedicate to a new relationship while you're still trying to figure out everything from the old relationship? Like, even if he had checked out of the marriage or whatever, I just don't think that now is the time. I mean, I can't tell this man where his heart is and all of that, but yeah, him marrying the same woman twice, people do that. They think they made a mistake. They want to work it out for the kids. I don't even care about that. But it was just all the rest of that made me be like, I think this is a lot. I think this is a red flag.
Listen, they thought that Brandon can, he can beat allegations because that guy is tall and handsome. I'm just going to be real with you. That brother could be a model. Listen, I'm telling you, man. So they're hoping that he can beat allegations. He can beat the 4 kids too, and he going to sell through. Listen, I think he might beat it by next week. He might beat it. If he gets through next week, listen, if Dante could do it, why can't this brother? Look at this brother. Look at him.
Excellent point. That's an excellent point.
I think he's been looking enough for somebody to hear him out.
Kojo, listen, bro.
That's fine.
Listen.
He is
I
handsome.
mean,
Come on, look at him.
Very handsome. He's very
He's
handsome.
6 foot something.
Come on, Kojo. They have to.
Look at he got a little chest. He got a little chest on him.
You got little tattoos up as well.
3.5.
Oh, brother.
You know,
Kojo,
short people can
Yes,
tell.
sir.
That's about 6'3".
they
He
Look at
making
that
he making
shoulder.
Habibi look basic.
Mhm. He fine.
listen.
Go ahead, post me up.
Poke me up. Simmer down, ladies. Simmer down. My goodness.
No, because
Right.
y'all know what? I got a curveball for y'all.
Stacey B got a curveball for us, y'all.
Never mind.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, we want to hear it, Stacey.
No,
His
you
fatal
didn't.
attraction fine. Look at that. Look at that. He gonna tear your life
No,
apart.
it's-
Sabrina been
Michael
awfully
Ealy gonna
quiet.
tear your ass up.
I just told you, I might pay for a child or two. I might pay for a child or two. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I'm saying? Look at it. I wouldn't be mad if you did.
First of all,
Y'all
you
are
ain't gonna be paying for
terrible.
no kids. You're not gonna be paying for no kids because I googled his job and he
Stacey.
makes good enough money to cover it himself.
Okay, well there we go.
He said he got a side hustle.
And
He said he
y'all
got a
still
side
got
business.
date night money. Y'all still got
He
date
said he got
night
side
money.
business.
Look at him, his
Unfortunately,
skin. Look at them teeth.
Brandon needs to start selling himself on the streets. Okay, he gonna get some money. I'm telling you.
yeah,
Women that will pay for
unfortunately,
this kind of nonsense.
he's not going to be ready to love. He's 36. He's got 4 kids, and he has a double divorce from one woman. That's a lot for somebody that
You know what that shows? That shows
Homicide.
loyalty. That shows loyalty. That
We can
means
go to therapy for this. Paul.
yeah,
We
you
can go to
open
therapy for this.
Look at the shape up. Correct.
baby.
He got all his teeth.
Stacey, you wouldn't risk it? Tell you wouldn't risk it, Stacey. Tell you ain't gonna risk it.
Look
You
look
ain't
how
gonna risk
big those
it.
hands are.
You
He
ain't gonna
got
risk it,
clean
Stacey. Don't tell
nails.
me.
Look, the nails is
Well,
manicured.
you know, Kojo.
Uh-huh.
Very, yeah.
That's okay. You lost for words. I understand. Brandon will do that to you. You know what I mean?
I'm not lost
Told
for
ya.
words. I'm throwing my words in the trash.
Oh.
we're going to see.
Very
That picture's elite. This picture here is elite.
You gotta be
yeah,
dramatic.
that's what I'm laughing at. Yep.
We're going
First
to
of
see.
all, because I feel like y'all been gushing over this man this whole time, and my curveball is now Chris. He don't look 6 feet tall, but you know what? That little chocolate drop over there. I always wanted a Nigerian guy to take me on a date.
Who Nigerian?
Chris.
Huh?
You're gonna find out
Yeah,
Brandon's
all about
half
Chris.
Nigerian too.
Y'all been sleeping on this man. We've been on here how long? And did nobody say nothing about Chris? He got it going on. Got a good career, nice white
Oh,
teeth,
Chris.
straight teeth.
Yes.
His tongue ain't all white like he been drinking what's that
That's
stuff
fair.
called
I don't.
Hennessy all night. He looked like he smelled good, maybe almost as good as P.O. Y'all playing.
I don't
Who
think
is
Stacey's
Chris?
seen the
Does he meet
previews
your height
next week.
restrictions?
He was the very first guy that was introduced to us at the beginning.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
I got
Very
no
handsome.
Back to the side.
Does he meet your height restrictions that you ladies be having all the time? Does he meet your height
He
requirements?
made
don't have
me
one.
No.
I do have some height restrictions. You gotta look like you can.
That's what I'm
pick
trying to
me
say.
up.
So you out here talking about Chris is all fine and stuff,
But
but he
he's
ain't
making
meet
me
your height
rethink it.
restrictions.
I can rethink it.
You can
can
rethink
rethink
it? Okay. I'm gonna let Chris know.
80-20. Mhm.
You ain't even know he was Nigerian.
He giving me.
I did know that. Me and Chris go way back.
Mhm.
They
Stacey, is
show up.
5'11" okay for you? Because he giving me 5'11".
I thought
I think he's
5'11".
small. He might be smaller than that.
he looks like
He
a
might be.
Nigerian
I was being
guy.
generous.
He might be 5'9",
That
5'10". They show him having a bad scene in next week's preview though. We'll
Who
see.
that?
We'll see what you say,
That's
Stacey.
okay. Because you know what that means? That let me know my man ain't gonna be letting nobody talk any kind of ways to me.
He made sure he ain't gonna be talked to anyhow. You're absolutely right.
Chris is fine.
He a little handsome thing. And I saw some on Instagram. I think he just turned 40.
You know what? I'm gonna
Yes,
say
she
this
did.
again.
She did.
Y'all men
Nothing
make me
but a-
sick when y'all get the natural eyeliner.
That means
Y'all
you
be
ain't having
having
but a number
lashes
for
and stuff.
me.
Y'all
I
get on
don't
my
even care
nerves.
at this point.
Eyeliner.
Ooh.
No, because y'all be having natural long lashes, and we women over here struggling, putting on these
Facts.
falsies and stuff. Y'all be getting on my nerves. He got natural
Oh,
lashes.
that's
That's
a
why he look like he got eyeliner on.
that's a whole nother lie.
First
I
of
think y'all
all,
need to
who
start
is
sleeping
this
on
lady?
Kanye.
I was
That's what I
confused
said.
as to who this
That's
lady is
what's her
because
name?
I didn't
Sue.
see her on
Sue.
this
No,
episode.
no,
This
Sue.
is from
Weave.
next week, right?
Yes.
This is the
Yeah, she
from next.
just put on some weave.
Yeah, it's just a wig.
A wig.
But who is it? I have
That's-
no idea.
I think
who
that's
that is.
Sue. I think
Sierra.
that's Sue.
Sierra.
Sue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
fashion
Oh,
designer.
no.
Right.
Sierra.
They yelled at me when I tried to change my hair.
It's like white chicks.
Yeah, I thought you guys couldn't change it right away like that.
You're
Though.
not
You
supposed
ain't
to.
changed anything.
I got in so much, so much trouble.
No, I don't like Sierra with the
Oh,
hair.
that's Dungeon. He,
Yeah, we
he
got
got his whip around his neck.
about
He
to say got
ready.
A
He
brand
got
in
a
his
good
hand.
necklace. That's
gonna
his.
burn
You,
it.
I ain't gonna lie, I
what
like
you call
that.
that
Giddy
stuff? What's that shiny stuff? We have them dresses all the time, and it kind of look like seashells.
You know what? I believe Tommy gonna burn up because he is always all the way tied up with some clothes now.
There go Aries. That's
Look
you,
at my
girl.
friend.
She in the chat. That's you,
There
girl.
go Aries. Hey,
Look at all
I
good
didn't
and
even see. I didn't even know it was that kind of fine. I didn't realize. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Sweet thing she is.
A mess.
Sweet thing she is. That's what I'm gonna say. All right.
It is a mess, y'all.
Listen, black women are fine. I'm just saying, fine.
I like Hoodie Kojo.
Bro, I'm comparing myself with DC. You know what I'm doing, T.
See, Kojo
Oh,
not
yeah.
on his. He not on his channel. He could cut up now.
Yeah, right.
Trust me, I
his
could be
own channel.
unprofessional, guys. Okay.
The
He
dark
cuts
art.
up on his own channel. Don't let him fool you.
No. I'm
It's
well
been-
behaved, guys.
It's been such a long time since I had an invite there.
Oh,
Oh, well, you know what? You know what you need to do? You need to DM me. Okay, DM me, and we can talk about this tomorrow.
No, that's
all right.
right.
This
I
conversation
appreciate
look
Put it
real
in the
stressed.
DMs.
This conversation looks tight. Oh,
Real
girl said, nah,
stressed.
"You ain't better play with me."
Real stressed.
Yeah, he like went on her because he was like, "You don't know nothing about me." Remember?
Woo.
Chris said,
Yeah.
"Don't even
Yeah,
try
he
me."
ain't say nothing. He said, "Shh."
They're not here though.
Oh,
Nah,
baby,
we're
that
coming
at
turned
you.
me
I
on
said-
a little.
Remember, he's like, baby, come on.
You
baby."
like that little
No.
So
mannish
come
aggression?
on, Chris. Come on,
Yeah, 'cause
Chris.
you know I like my hair.
Some of girl sitting on the curb.
Oh, that's
They didn't-
that's the thought job. Yeah, she needed that. She deserved it. I'm a co-sign that one.
I don't know. She kind of pretty. I can't lie to you. I don't know what it is. I think I can sense the rudeness from her, but it's kind of sexy. It's kind of spicy.
Who, Lee?
Is this me?
Is this
Uh-oh.
Lee?
That's toxic.
No. I like a bit of toxic. You already know I like Morgan and them people.
Oh my God, it's like-
you know me.
and she's so pretty. Ugh.
Is she Nigerian? Because she's giving that Niger vibe.
Yeah, for there.
Ooh,
Ooh,
they
who's
already
that,
kissing
baby?
on the second
Ooh,
episode.
No,
they
that's
already
I think
seen
I
the
think that's
salivas?
fast forward through the season. I think that was fast forward part.
Yeah, that's probably the getaway right there. Got the little lake.
That's a picnic.
Aries.
Ooh, Aries, what we doing, yeah?
Okay, girl.
Is that
We-
big?
It's gonna be
Look,
another.
look,
This is
look.
gonna be another one of them kissing ass seasons.
Oh, okay. That's how you
Whoa,
really
Pio,
feel.
why you
Don't-
sound
don't sound
That's
upset.
how you
so down about
really
Why you mad at that, Pio?
How you really feel?
Tell us, how
Mr.
you really
Pickle, you
feel.
started it.
Paul, mad as hell.
Yeah, that did sound like being salty. That was kissing ass season. Sound like P.O. wanted to he missed out on a kiss. Kissing,
Nah,
God damn.
kissing ass season.
So just to let y'all know, this is Aries. Aries is in the chat right now. So this
That
is
blue's
Aries.
working.
If y'all are wondering who Aries is,
Oh,
shout out to
Aries.
you. Thank you so much for that.
I've been wondering. I now know.
Let
Thank
me
you
know
very
what
much.
tech
Yes.
events you're going to. We got a couple coming up, Aries, that I'm going to too.
Oh, Say it louder on Tyrone.
Say it again, Ty.
See,
No, I think they
Call
got
on
Afrotech
time.
coming up, and then I think they got another one. I can't think of the name.
No, P.O. talking about this. I said P.O. Ty talking about the swinging parties. What do you think?
Ooh,
Nah,
is this
man.
swinging parties?
Nah.
You missed that
It's
code.
Ty.
That
It's
membership.
Ty, Ojo.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
is
had
that some swinging party?
all the locations.
And it wouldn't
when
be
you come to the state,
swinging.
He got
Okay.
VIP memberships.
The club.
Tata, you know what? Tata, you know what to do.
Dropping in the DM.
See, she's aware. Afrotech is coming up.
Is that what they call it now? Afrotech.
I might
Shoot your top. Shoot your shot top. Pew, pew.
Oh shit! Ty don't have no problem shooting
like
shot.
if they smart like Ty and got that bread, I might need to pull up too.
Ooh, Stacey, come on.
This gonna be my last few months of being single. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there for y'all.
Baby, we discussed about our relationship.
Wait,
Why
did
you
you
telling
just
everybody?
choke? Did you just choke on your water?
Yeah, you trying to tell everybody our business, baby. What you talking about?
I feel like y'all gotten too used to me being single. I gotta shake it up for y'all, just like we need to shake up some of these seasons.
I definitely hear you on that, babe. Definitely hear you on that.
Man. Okay.
I'm not even sure how to respond with 250 people watching, but
All right, 250.
Just be careful out there, Ty. The streets are hot.
Just slide in the DM. Slide.
Reserve it for offline. Okay, sir.
Slide on in the DM.
Please
So
hit the like.
let's go ahead and give your final thoughts on this episode. Let's go around left to right, and let's try to wrap it up. Final thoughts, and then let everybody know who you are, where they can find you, if you're working on anything, all your socials, etc.
all right. So I guess that's me, right?
Yes.
Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. I did just release a review. The first one was only 2 minutes long, but I did put some good stuff at the end. I think the season's going to be entertaining. I am going to keep watching. I do have a really good feeling about the season. I feel like it's going to be quite a few more couples, than we've ever had. So I'm anxious to see, how that's going to turn out. I feel like a lot of people are choosing early in the season. I like to see that. I hope it keeps going. Welcome to the family. And that's about it.
Jada.
I gotta be me. I gotta say what I say to model my channel. I'm underwhelmed. I feel like we've gone way off course at this point, and now it's like the norm. This show needs a revamp. We need to go back to resort style or the format of season 1 and 2. If not, it's just it's Survivor with, let's throw love in there. It's not about matching and cultivating wonderful relationships, and it's none of that. This is all a game. And again, I'm just not. I'm not impressed. Of course, the ladies always show up, but I really don't speak on the guys. I'm not as emotionally intelligent as Kojo, because Kojo said the man is just handsome and he's good looking and all that kind of stuff. I'm not comfortable with myself like that to say that, even though it's true. We know he's a good looking guy, and I'm not a professional like that. But yeah, it's just I'm wanting more. I love doing the panels, but I need a change. We need a revamp. We need higher quality. When I say high quality of what the show is, we really want to see people link up and make it and connect and grow and build something and have a possibility. It's just not there. It's not there. They almost set them up for failure, in my opinion. So yeah, you can find me on my channel. It's ITZJ I do reality reviews, rants. I do hot topics, and check me out from a unpopular male perspective. I'm done.
Wait, J-Dub, did you see the
Talk to
comment?
me. I ain't see it. Talk to
Look
me
at
quick.
highlight
I'm
When in Rome's last comment.
I'm getting sleep. I gotta be up in like 3.5 hours or something. I'm getting where we said it. That's it. Do we need
Started.
Well, don't get me started. Don't get me to say something I don't want to say, but we'll talk about that. I got something coming up about that. You know, even though that's funny you said it, it's very ironic, but we're gonna talk about that another time.
He's good people's, man. I got a chance to hang out with him. He's good people's.
I know everybody likes him.
Yeah, I like him. All right, really, B.
So as far as Ready to Love is concerned, I mean, it is what it is. I'll take it for what it is, but I will say this: I have respect for people who respect their contract and their professionalism. The one thing that I'll be honest with you guys, if I'm being honest, and I don't hope I'm not offending anybody that's on this season if they're in the chat or catching this in the replay. These are my views. These are not the views of Sabrina or anybody else on this panel. But it's been frustrating that I've seen so many people breaking their NDAs at this point, going live, telling about what's happening on the season, posting pictures of what they're doing in real time. Like, I know that, some of y'all went to the line, some of y'all would throw out hints and breadcrumbs. But honestly, it really, as a viewer, it takes away from the show. It honestly does. Like, I get it. You may not like how you were edited. You may not like how you were being viewed, but like, that's what you signed up for. People are going to speak on what they see, and you'll have plenty of time to clear your name when you get to that part of the episode or when the season is over. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating when the show is barely over and people are already going live and it's just frustrating. So I respect all of y'all up here that honored your NDAs and honored the promise, the contracts, I should say, that you signed with OWN. Even if y'all threw us breadcrumbs sometime, or even if y'all, push the limit, but you didn't just go over it, because it really, as a viewer, it takes away. Yeah. So that's my 2 cents on where we are at this point. One episode in, and I know more than I want to know, honestly. And with that being said, you can find me at Really Be TV on YouTube. Reality TV, Hot Topics. We talk about hot topics almost on a daily basis, and we review TV shows, reality TV, and all kinds of good stuff over there. So that's what we got.
Stacey B.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, here's my thing. I feel like it's okay for y'all to be quiet. Like, not like be quiet in a rude way, but like, it's okay. Don't worry, cast. That's why y'all have us here. Like, where you have like combo panels, where you have fellow cast members who's on here, so we can kind of bring perspective to things. So, don't be in such a hurry to defend yourself, because we really bring a unique perspective to the blogosphere. And, quite honestly, like, how many people just be waiting to come to Sabrina or to J Dub or to Kojo or to Really Be or to Jay another round and see what y'all got to say first, and then they go watch the episode. So, I mean, like, I'm just so happy to be here with all of y'all, but really, like, we had how many of you? It was lit here tonight. Join us next week. And if you want to follow me and to see if I ever do get me a man, it's Stacey_B. I'm taking requests. I only take date requests. Somebody got to know you for me to go somewhere with you.
P.O.
All right, before I talk about my views on this current season, I just want to say, first off, to the new cast, it's going to be a rough ride. It gets tough at times. We are former castmates, myself, Stacey B, Tyrone, and Sabrina. And if you guys are ever in that funk, you can always talk to us. We are very easy to talk to. We'll, definitely reciprocate. Yeah. So, we're here for it. And you may not like some of the things that we say on this panel, And we do not reflect those views on you as personal people. It's just based off of what we see. So, like I said, it can get rough. I've been there before. I think we all have. So, you have us to support you along the way. That being said, I feel like this season right here isn't starting out like the dumpster fire that I've seen in previous seasons. So it's looking like there may be some substance to it, I think, and I'm hopeful that everybody finds what they're looking for. Although it seems, we see those dramas, unfolding through the throughout the season. I think we might get a good pool of maybe I'd say a solid 2 relationships that'll be serious. It seems like the folks that are there aren't superficial for the most part anyway. So I'm just happy to see what happens, and I'm here for it. So that's it.
Let me jump in there real quick. I just what P.O. was speaking of because he can he's walked in those shoes and dealt with criticism and all that. P.O. could give a master class on how to deal with reality scrutiny. Like I said, you're looking at a guy who personally scrutinized P.O. down to his toes, and P.O. spit that thing so good. I mean, and that was a part of, even though the show was developing, just to see how P.O. handled it, how he treated, not saying that, oh, you should feel good about it, if somebody's saying something disparaging against you, like he used it for his benefit, and people were receiving that. I mean, he was putting me in clips. I didn't even know I was on his IG, and it was like magic, and it was working for him, not even for me. It was like, who's this guy? I keep talking about P.O. and they was just like, I mean, it was wonderful. It was just wonderful to see how it developed. So yes, if anyone who's new to the game, you definitely should reach out to P.O. in that mentor area of reality TV. That's all I gotta say.
All right, Jay.
Okay, so again, thank you for having me be a part of this diverse group of collective minds. To the cast, I'll say, don't take anything I personally say personal, because it's not really personal. I just use you guys as a case study, even for myself, because sometimes y'all do things I see myself doing in relationships as well. So that's all I use it for. I do not come here to attack anybody or whatnot. So don't be getting at me like Tony was, or whoever that was, getting at J-Dubs last year trying to fight and box in the street, because I really will pull up. No, but on some real notes, but on some real, this is a slow burn for the season right now. It always starts off slow, so we'll see as it continues. I'm with P.O. I think there may be 1 or 2 good connections, and I hope so, because that's the point of the show. It's about finding love. So I really do hope we get back on track of that and actually start finding some real connections, some way, somehow, that we actually see from start to finish. So, and you guys can find me on Another Round JS here on YouTube. We back at it. We back moving. So let's go.
Kojo?
Yo, listen to the cast on this season. First of all, some of you are fine, and you know who you are. And secondly, also, listen, whenever I do reviews, which on this panel, on my own panels, they're absolutely personal, because I am going to talk about your behavior on the show. So it's personal, but it's not personal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be attack. I am just talking about the behavior that I see on the screen. If it is wrong, please do enter my DMs. I would love to have a conversation, one of a civilized manner. I don't mind exchanging numbers at that as well. Now, I think the show is starting off with a bit of a bang. I actually kind of like how the show is going. I see some potential. I see a little bit of love. I see a little bit of carnage in there. And that for me is a perfect blend. You know what I mean? So for me, it's starting off quite well. And just to let you know what I'm working on getting a couple of baddies this season. So if you are that is what I'm working on. Thank you very much.
Baddie season.
What?
What?
So
Y'all heard him.
Do we need to be Ready to Love England or what? Ready to Love UK?
He said the
Further-
DMs are open.
So are mine. I'd like to join the bus of Kojo and say, so are mine. My DMs are also open.
No worries.
Kwame.
Mel.
I be looking so serious.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm honored to be in all of y'all's presence. This was an amazing show, amazing group of people. Sometimes I feel like, dang, how did I get so lucky to be in this position? Because I would have never thought that I would be here with y'all like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And doing something that I actually really love. So shout out to my soulmates. Y'all have been keeping the chat live. If y'all are really serious, or if Kojo is really serious, definitely slide into Kojo's DM. If Aries is really interested in going to the techno ball with Ty, definitely Ty, hit her up. Shout out to all y'all for your thoughts. Just taking the time and being here tonight. I know it was a lot of us tonight. Allegedly. Am I supposed to say allegedly?
No, you said thoughts. You said thoughts. Thank you for your thoughts.
Oh.
Listen, I literally heard that as well. I heard her say thoughts, and I said, she said thoughts for your thoughts. So I just said, yeah, I got you, sis.
Thoughts.
This is not my thought job. I really take this serious. Okay.
This is most definitely my thought job. Just want y'all to know. DMs are open till early November in case anybody wants to come home with me for Thanksgiving.
Oh, it is draft season. It's draft season. It's recruit season. She drafted. Okay. We picking up the roster. Okay.
You know, I've been promising to go on this group, this couples trip, and I've been promising to bring someone home for Thanksgiving. And so I need to, right now I'm looking like a liar. And so I need to make good on this promise.
Don't worry about that.
Stacey feeling that pressure.
No pressure, though. No pressure.
Listen, they're open till
They're asking are your DMs open. They're asking if your DMs are open.
they're
Yeah,
open
is your
until
DM
11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
open?
So somebody wants to know, is PO's DMs open?
Pio got the interest, baby.
P.O., what's open over there?
You know what? I don't
So
even
it's
know.
late.
I don't
It's
even
late
know.
over here.
After 9:30.
I don't
Late
open, I don't open my DMs until after 9:30. Like you said.
We know why you do that. We know why you
Guess
do
what,
that.
Daddy? Guess what time it is, Daddy? It's P.O. time. Anyway,
Anyway, guys, like the video, share it if you found it interesting, and make sure you subscribe if you